3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome to a GTA race. Here we have Alistair R32 and we have Wilsey back again after nearly 6 years of doing a GTA race. And we are doing GTA 5 this time.
We're doing Race to the Jewellery Store because that's sort of a checkpoint that's not too far away, but also gives a decent length video, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We tried to do this years ago. I mean, this would be attempt number 4 of doing a race because we knew that people actually like these race videos. We did the Vice City one, the San Andreas one. You know, people seem to really like them, didn't they?
Yep. And we attempted GTA 4 a while back. It went well, actually. I think I lost though, but the video went well.
And we did Race to Kill Faustin, and it was that long ago. We were talking like nearly 5 years ago. Did your video file corrupt or something like that?
It was corrupted, yeah. It was corrupted.
Yeah, good old
I think, actually, or even more embarrassingly, I think I deleted it by accident, actually.
Well, you probably shouldn't have admitted that if that was the case.
No, but that just sums up the tragedy of it all.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's so easily done. Bear in mind, if you've got like a huge video file, Windows doesn't allow you to put it to a recycle bin anyway. You kind of...
Exactly. I hate that bypass. They shouldn't do that.
It's like, oh, it's too big for the recycle bin. It's like, what, since when?
But it wasn't too big to already store it on my hard drive, so it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Absolutely. What else did we do? We tried to
I should mention you were formerly known as who else in the past?
GTA Complete.
Yes. So some of you guys might remember him as GTA Complete from 5-6 years ago.
Yep, I still actually own the GTAcomplete.com domain name. I actually re-registered it towards the end of last year because it came up for grabs again. So I was like, yoink, I'm having that.
Oh no. Took my car upside down.
Oh,
I'm upside down.
Yeah, but
is that even possible in this intro? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but you can flip them easy, can't you? You know, on GTA 5.
In GTA 4 you can't, yeah.
Oh, no. Speaking of, obviously, we did GTA 4, which obviously we've just explained what happened. Another thing we did was, we did GTA 5, like exactly what we're doing now, race to do the jewellery heist, and I believe your game crashed.
My game crashed about 15 minutes in.
Yeah, it was I think the third mission in Vespucci Beach, wasn't it?
I think I was chasing the guy on the bike in Repossession, actually, so second mission.
Yeah, that was it, yeah. And so we thought, we're not doing that again. So we tried again, I think the day after that. And we did Mafia 2, and we're going to do Race to basically when you get chucked in prison, basically.
Yeah, Race to get arrested, I think, yeah.
It would be sod's law that my game ended up crashing. So it was as though everything was just not in our favour when we were trying to do these races.
Yeah, I mean, I should mention we actually attempted the GTA 5 race twice, and my game crashed both times, actually, on that same day.
Oh, I've totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it was 2 attempts. So fate doesn't want us to make this, but we're going to keep persevering.
I tell you what, one thing I need to get out of the habit of is watching the damn cutscenes.
I was just doing exactly the same thing. So where are you now? Because I'm being chased by the cops now.
Yeah, I've literally just started getting chased by the cops as well.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one thing. In GTA 5, cops are bastards.
The cops in GTA 5 are the most annoying of all open world cops, I think.
The thing is, they're not even cops. It's like special weapons and tactics.
They're bloody Robocops. That's what they are. With their pinpoint accuracy. You could be driving down the road at 100 miles an hour, weaving out of lanes. They will still get you with a headshot.
Oh, yeah, no, I was literally just about to say the same thing. I was like, oh, yeah, I could literally shoot you to the point where you're blind in both eyes, yet you could still fucking shoot me, can't you?
I mean, the AI in general in GTA 5 is so unforgiving.
No, oh, mate, it's as though they think that everyone is literally as good as the player, and it's like, mate, how many people in real life know how to fire a gun and throw a punch? You know?
I mean, you could be behind cover with your nose sticking out, and they will somehow hit your nose. It's like, really?
Yeah.
It's just...
Right, I've got rid of the cops. I've just got to the dealership now.
Oh, I'm right behind you.
Ooh.
So the tally so far, I think I've lost 2 of these and I've won 1. So if I win this, it'll be even ground.
Oh, I can't even... I'm trying to sprint, but it won't let me. Because it's about to trigger a cutscene again.
And you can't jump forward either, no.
No, that'd be too easy. Right. Get in the dodge.
And you might be thinking, why GTA 5 if I rarely ever play it anymore? To be honest, I like single player in GTA 5. I've never not liked it.
It's GTA Online that's been the real.
It's GTA
problem.
Online it's ruined the reputation of GTA. Well, GTA in general, really. There's now GTA fans and GTA 5 fans. It's like a separate entity, almost.
No, I totally agree. It's like, why aren't you playing GTA 5? And it's like, well, because I don't fucking want to. Like, they think it's like the be-all and end-all. It's almost like, do you remember this time 10 years ago when everyone was just there like, why don't you play Call of Duty? And it's like, because I don't fucking want to.
It's a trend that people, basically entitled audience members want you to upload what's trendy, really.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, don't get me wrong. I understand, there's trends and everything else. And, I genuinely have no problem with that. It's a case of can you not ram it down my throat? Like, if you, I couldn't imagine playing the same game over and over again. Bear in mind, like, they release an update for GTA 5 online, and people act like it's a whole new game.
It's like a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like, what?
But the thing is, it's the same game as it was before. They've just added a casino. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I do play GTA Online every now and then with my friends. Just as
it's great with the right people. With people you like, it's a good time. But it's not worth 8 years of milking it, though. It really isn't.
No, like in a GTA game, right? I've just trapped myself. Christ, I can't. I've genuinely just trapped myself. I'm trying to do the repossession mission, and I've just trapped myself in the door.
I'm on my way there now.
Oh, come on. Why won't it let me sprint? This is another annoying thing about the game.
Have you noticed that Rockstar Games characters, they move in a very, albeit realistic way, but still quite a slow, hard to maneuver way, I've noticed?
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Especially in Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. That was another one.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'll tell you something about Red Dead Redemption 2. They captured that game perfectly. Like,
oh, yeah.
I know we're getting off topic again, so I know we're still talking about GTA 5 here. But that was probably one of the biggest refreshes we've ever seen from a video game company. And what I mean by a refresh is because, GTA 5 has been milked, as we've already said. But then, and Rockstar haven't released another decent title in absolutely years. And then they go and drop Red Dead 2.
Which has one of the best stories in gaming history, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I think,
Arthur Morgan was probably one of my favourite is now one of my favourite protagonists of all time, I think.
Absolutely. Do you know who he reminded me of a bit like Edward Kenway from Assassin's Creed Black Flag? And
I never got past the first 2 hours in that.
Well, what I mean by that is, like, the game's old enough, so I will spoil it. But basically,
go ahead.
The game focuses around, obviously, a pirate, and towards the end of the game he realizes that he spent quite a lot of time trying to steal from people, not caring about the long-term effects of that, losing his friends along the way and stuff like that. And when he looks back on it, he realizes he's no wiser than he was before, or no happier or anything like that. And it just feels like it was all for nothing, maybe. God, I'm trying to walk down this alley, but I can't.
But that's quite a repetitive theme for Rockstar Games protagonists. There's a sense of tragedy about them, isn't there?
Yeah,
in a lot of protagonists.
A bit like with John Marston. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't get out of that life. It was always going to bite him in the ass at some point.
Yeah. And Nico Bellic is the rise and fall of the American dream.
Yep, and then
that was done perfectly.
Yeah, then you've got Cole Phelps.
Yeah,
and L.A. Noire. That I thought was perfect. He spent his entire time, trying to right some wrongs of the war. Mm-hmm. And
then he falls for a German girl. It went downhill from there.
Well, no, it was because I think he got fed up of being the department pin-up boy to the point where he didn't want people to think he was this amazing guy anymore. He was sick of like being,
the
having to be
the
perfect.
Good, yeah.
He just wanted to be normal, and yeah.
And then we got Max Payne 3, who I think they did a great job in continuing that. I think he was done so well in Max Payne 3.
The thing about Max Payne 3, I thought, was I don't understand why people hated that entry for Max Payne 3.
I think it was, and I admit, I originally wasn't fond of the game back in the day. because I love the New York dark, rainy noir vibe of Max Payne 1 and 2, and the change of setting I think is what got people.
No, that's I was literally just about to say that. You know,
but that's it. That's the only thing that got me, is the fact that the setting didn't have that New York vibe, and I love New York. So I
totally get it. Like when you think Max Payne, you expect that dark, gritty vibe. I mean, even the movie with Mark Wahlberg, Mila Kunis, and Olga, however you pronounce her last name, you know, it was still the dark, gritty noir vibe, and by sending it to Sao Paulo, that clearly wasn't going to work in a place where it's sunny.
But the genius was it was just as dark, if not darker, in the sun, because it was so violent and.
Well, no, that's why I love it. You know, I genuinely thought it still had that, like, I don't want to use the word.
I just died on the first.
Oh shit! I've literally got the bike and I'm making my way to the car wash. What
is there a checkpoint? Yes, a checkpoint. Oh, thank God. Okay, yeah. Sorry, carry on.
The one thing that I don't want to use the word depressing, but let's face it, Max himself
sort of is.
Max himself was. It was obviously deeply depressed, and obviously
he was depressed with a very good tongue-in-cheek humour skill, hasn't he? He had a lot of humour in his depression.
Yeah, like it was still. He wasn't.
He was a likable character.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was likable,
yeah.
You know, and you kind of, you know, you felt deeply sorry for him. You wanted him to be the hero of his story, despite everything that happened to him. And I think even with the Sao Paulo element, without the dark, gritty noir vibe of New York, I do think they did a great job of that. And I do think that I think even a Max Payne 4 would have just been good. I would have even settled for a DLC around the time, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah, I remember when they were releasing the Max Payne 3 multiplayer, I was thinking, why is all the DLC multiplayer? I mean, there's so much more story to tell. They could have done a New York bit, couldn't they? About what went on between Max Payne 2 and 3, maybe.
Yeah. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. They kind of addressed that anyway when they did the, you know, the flashback missions where it shows Passos coming on the scene.
Yeah.
But I don't think by having a DLC there'd have probably been enough of a story.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, all that aside, the gameplay was perfect.
Oh yeah, and I tell you what,
they couldn't have done a better job with the third-person shooting.
It's one of those games that even if I was to play this today, I would genuinely think that the game only came out maybe 1 or 2 years ago. It still genuinely feels like such a.
It's aged like fine wine.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. It's like it's like a classic car. It just doesn't get old. You know.
Especially on PC, it looks. It's amazing how it's not on PS4 or Xbox One.
Yeah, it could easily, given the amount of detail that they put on the graphic settings. You know, I don't know if you've ever tried to run it on max settings at 4K or stuff like that, but it's like you've already got the resources there. You could easily compile this, wrap this up into a PS4 or even a PS5 game.
Well, I did my walkthrough on 1080p max.
You know, think of it as like a 10-year anniversary edition or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a remaster without having to actually do anything.
And also, but you know, to be fair to them, it's the best PC port they've ever done. It runs like, you know, heaven. It's so smooth. Right. I couldn't think of a saying there, that's why I went heaven.
I'm at
the cops just don't disappear.
You got cops on you?
On the bike.
All right, I'm literally just about to break into Michael's house to repo the car.
I might as well just go home. I ain't going to win this unless you die.
Oh well, there's every chance because there's still quite some difficult missions, you know, at some point.
But yeah, I think Max Payne 4, I think, is the crowning achievement of linear third-person shooting games. I think of the last 10 years.
Max Payne.
In fact, it might be the only last decent third-person shooter of that era.
Yeah, like
I think it is.
I'm not a fan of the new Saints Row franchise at all.
No, Saints Row 1's still my favourite. I know everyone loves Saints Row 2, but the first game, to me, it did everything right.
Like, Saints Row 1 for me was always my favourite.
Because Saints Row 2 tried to do so much, but it didn't do any of it that well. You see what I mean? All the bikes, all the planes, all the features.
Yeah, and not to mention the map expansion as well. It's like they kind of just bolted on an area basically. Don't get me wrong. Like the more I think back on it, I do think Max Payne 1 and 2 are just as good. But the issue I have with it is when it came to Saints Row the Third, they gave it a new city and stuff like that. They kind of just sent it way overboard, especially overboard with this, this whole alien invasion thing of, Saints Row 4. And it's like, whatever happened to just, gangs and taking over territory?
That should have been a DLC for Saints Row 3, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
It should have been a funny little sci-fi spin-off, not a main entry.
My whole issue with it was like they're just taking this from being a gangster game and taking it into, a game that you'd piss around, but at the same time, to genuine fans, was a laughing stock. And
thing is, though, the worst part about Saints Row 4 is a really good game. It's on its own merits. If you take away the Saints Row name, it's a genuinely fun, well-made game with a good script, good voice acting, funny characters. It's just not a very good Saints Row game. So it's quite tragic that it's been.
I can't say I agree with you, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair enough.
We'll agree to disagree on that one. I'm not saying
it's
you're
actually
wrong.
good. It's good that we don't agree on everything because it means we can have a debate on it.
Well, of course, yeah, but at the same time, I'm not going to be one of those people that is trying to say I'm right and you're wrong and everything else. No. That's just unfair. Plus, there's nothing to say that you're right, I'm wrong. How it is.
I thought Saints Row 4 genuinely had some really good scripted moments and fun gameplay. It just wasn't Saints Row. That's all.
No, I totally agree. Like, that's one thing that... Yeah, you're right. It just wasn't Saints Row at all. I'm not going to lie.
It was like...
Yeah. Saints Row 4, I literally played like the first 4 missions and I was just like, I'm genuinely bored. I couldn't be more bored.
Whereas Saints Row 1, the hood storyline, being classic street gangster, all the way through. It didn't even lose its focus. It kept it going all the way through.
You've got to remember that. Bear in mind, in terms of a HD platform, as in the Xbox 360, that was literally the first closest thing we had to a Grand Theft Auto game.
Yep.
Until obviously GTA 4 came out in I think about 2 years later. I remember looking back on YouTube. Bear in mind, this is before YouTube even went widescreen. This was before YouTube even had a high quality button on there. If you actually remember,
I've got to stop failing missions, man. Sorry,
I just died again.
I didn't know you. I thought you could still do it without stealth killing the guy. Yeah.
I'm literally driving over to Michael's house. I've repaired.
I should say that I'm not very good at talking and playing games at the same time. That's my excuse.
I know what you mean. Like, I'm trying to play, and sometimes when you
that's why I don't do commentary. I just can't play.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
It sounds like an excuse, but it's a genuine issue I have.
It's like a lapse of concentration, but at the same time, it's not done intentionally. It's you just can't multitask. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying I can't either.
I can't even watch TV whilst eating at the same time.
Well, I can do that.
I either eat all my food, then watch. I can't look up and watch TV whilst I'm eating.
I tell you what I can do is, when you get a takeaway and you've got the takeaway in your hand and you're there trying to eat it, whilst watching TV, I can't lay down or even slouch. I've got to sit forward.
Oh, I'm the same. Yeah. But some might say that's probably better for your system to eat it that way.
Oh shit! I've just gone into fucking first person view.
That's another topic I can bring up actually about first person. My walkthrough. Sorry. I was not predicting those views on my walkthrough.
What? But you did a first person walkthrough?
I did a first person gold medal walkthrough. It's ridiculous. The views keep going up even 6 years later. They won't stop.
well, that's a good thing. It's just first person GTA. That's just stupid if you ask me.
And the comments are letting me know very regularly that they're not happy with it. It's like I can't do anything about it now. I've done the video because at the time it was actually quite interesting because it was new. But nowadays it's not relevant anymore.
Well, the first person GTA I just don't think it's necessary. GTA to me is always third person, full stop.
No, but it was quite an impressively well done first person mode. It was, well detailed.
Oh yeah, the cockpit driving and everything else. I do think they did a great job of that. Was it necessary? No, I don't think so. You could just say, in terms of GTA, I'm just incredibly old school, but I'm happy with that. I
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't like new things. I like familiarity and polishing something. I sort of like getting an already good gameplay mechanic and just further improving it, not adding new ones. You know, I'm very I like simple games. You know, I'm not into too much complexity going on.
Yeah, and that's one problem that I must say that I do have with Watch Dogs sometimes. When it's like you can do this, this, and this, and X, Y, and Z, but it's like, well, you've given me six different ways to do the same job.
Yeah. Actually, that's interesting because as we're playing this, I'm noticing GTA 5 is much more scripted than the classic GTA games, meaning it's quite hard to speedrun in the same way. Like in GTA 5, there's little tricks and things you can do to cheat your way through.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's almost like in
this, they don't let you can't really bypass the scripted elements.
Absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. Like it's as though compared to the old GTA ones, obviously the new games are definitely more polished.
Oh yeah, almost too polished.
Yeah.
Mission 3 complete.
Sorry, I've literally just had to try and save Franklin whilst he's on the boat.
Yeah, dead air. That's not good. Yeah. You're quite definitely ahead of me.
Well, how far are you?
Well, I haven't started that mission yet. I'm literally getting a car to drive to it.
Oh right. I'm like Jimmy's now like hanging over the freeway, and I'm just like trying to drive under him. He actually nearly fucking fell off as if.
Yeah, the game's running quite smoothly. I'm quite impressed.
Yeah,
I haven't played GTA 5 on PC in a long time. Well, not since we tried it last time, but it crashed. So
I'm playing 1080p for the sake of this video because obviously we're doing this 4K 1080p side by side. But I'm playing it on max settings, and it's.
I think I am as well.
It's not dropped below 60 FPS whatsoever.
Yeah, same here.
So hopefully this will actually turn out to be like a pretty decent video. I'm just checking my my water temps on my computer.
Well, visually speaking, maybe, but they might not care for what we're talking about. Who knows?
Well, to be fair, unless you're actually intentionally searching like max settings, RTX, HDR, and stuff like that, you know, I don't think people.
I don't think most people care. No, not at all. Hey, I still play games in 720p sometimes on PS3 and enjoy myself. You know, so. Doesn't bother me at all. I'll
tell you what, there is one interesting thing is, you know, when people like play like a console game and they say it's like 4K 60 on like the PS4 or something like that, you'd be surprised how many of them are actually 4K 60. Like, oh god, this car.
A lot of people just say basically do 4K 30 and then just say it's 60 FPS to get views, but you know.
Well, it's not that. It's even if they render it to 4K 60 and it's like, okay, YouTube says it's 2160p with 60 FPS. If you actually do the frame by frame skip on YouTube, which is if you like click on the video player and press the dot on the keyboard near your question mark key,
yeah,
you can cycle through each frame, and you'll notice there's duplicate frames every time. So you get like frame one, frame two, frame two, and it's like
exactly.
So it's not 4K 60 at all, is it? What you've just done is wasted your own time and everyone else's.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I hate to sound like really critical and really negative there. It's more of a case of it's a fraud.
No, you should always deliver what you're advertising. If you're advertising a 60 FPS video for someone to check out, it should be 60 FPS.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You know,
like LA Noire is 30 FPS even on the PC.
Yeah.
And even if you try and increase that on the... Well, let's say I got LA Noire Remastered, which is one of the series that is waiting to be uploaded. I think uploading for that on my channel starts around...
I thought you were going to say it's one of the worst remasters ever, because let's be honest, it's literally no different to the original. I did a side-by-side comparison of my PC version, max settings, of the original game, and the remaster, and it's literally the same.
Oh, wow.
Maybe it's better than the PS3 version and stuff, but for the PC version, it's no different.
I genuinely didn't know that. Fair, I genuinely wouldn't have even thought to have tested it, to be honest with you.
It's because I recently played the game before it came out remastered, so I thought, hold on a minute, this is very similar.
One thing I will say is, though, you know, you've got Sleeping Dogs, and then you've got Sleeping Dogs the Definitive Edition.
Oh god, yeah.
I think the original version of the game actually looks better.
It's much better. I did a test, and detail and lighting are better in the first game.
Yeah, no,
It's
the
so
lighting
weird.
especially. Like they put this like white haze over the game. I noticed.
Yeah, they sort of lowered the contrast, making this sort of layer.
It's almost like
they decreased it.
The game itself just, like where you got the neon lights of Hong Kong. It just genuinely felt more vibrant on the original game. Bear in mind, like if you got the high quality texture pack or whatever it was called, which bear in mind was a free download on Steam. You genuinely cannot tell the difference, other than the white balance that we've just been talking about. It's like, well, why would you even bother buying the definitive edition then?
Yeah.
No,
definitely. But Sleeping Dogs, man, that's a hell of a game, and that also looks really good and plays great. All these years later, that's now 8 years old, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Same year as Max Payne 3.
Yeah, no, it was 2012. You're absolutely right. It was the same year as Max Payne 3.
And Watch Dogs. No, it wasn't. No, Watch Dogs was 2014.
2014, yeah.
Yeah. Oh crap! And then he missed Jimmy. Then that would have been interesting.
I'll tell you what though, that game itself, Sleeping Dogs. Obviously, did you actually know like the whole thing behind Sleeping Dogs? Like, what?
Oh, the true crime Hong Kong.
True crime Hong Kong, yeah.
Also, when that came out, I was like the only one in the comments looking forward to it. I was like, "You guys are miserable gits. I mean, come on, it's true crime." I was like the only one who looked forward to it.
Like True Crime was a great series though. Like I
love True Crime.
Like,
it's painfully unpolished, but who cares? The fact is, if the games are so unpolished yet they're still so fun, it proves how much charm they had.
Well, take not just True Crime New York City. Another game that came out, I think, around the same time was Scarface: The World Is Yours. That game was not really that polished, but God, was it a good game.
But True Crime New York City was basically released half finished. Unfortunately, it was so unpolished.
Was it really?
But the
I didn't
story.
know that.
No, I'm only assuming
right.
based by playing it, because I'm very forgiving with glitches and stuff like that. I don't really care if the game's good at its core. That's all that matters. But True Crime is very, very glitchy across the board. But the story and the whole premise is so good. And New York is so well detailed in that game as well. Even though it's the one main island, it's huge. It's almost to scale, I think, actually.
Oh yeah, they actually detailed Manhattan Island really well, didn't they?
It's to scale, yeah. Yeah. And the voice acting's great. Yeah, I like the game. Also, the way you can learn new moves like martial arts, and there's a lot of
I thought that the crime alert thing was a lot better on that game than it was on. And
the variation in crimes, like defusing office blocks with bombs, and I think there's one like
and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and vegetarians smashing up a restaurant, or a rock band smashing up a hotel room and stuff.
Tell you what, I don't think that because of PC they would have ever gotten away with that in the 21st century, unless there were like a video game franchise that weren't afraid to push the bar, like GTA as an example.
Yeah. See, I'm worried about Rockstar Games if they're gonna end up giving in to political correctness.
It wouldn't be the same without it. Like, it's designed to be offensive. It's designed to be funny.
Because it is a satire on American culture, so it's supposed to be a piss take. That's the whole point.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like even when you get like a British guy in there, like Kent Paul, is there taking the piss out of typical.
I mean, in San Andreas, they were basically there to take the piss out of the whole sort of 90s scene of like Oasis and Stone Roses, the whole fashion, the whole way they spoke.
Yeah,
it was one big piss take on 90s British culture.
Tell you what, like I'm literally driving around right now because I've just finished that mission and I don't know how to activate the next one.
Oh, you just finished Father and Son?
Yeah.
Oh, same. Haha.
I don't know how to activate the next mission.
Oh no, I haven't finished yet, so I'm driving Jimmy home. But I'm nearly finished.
Like I've just alternated as Franklin and back to Michael, and now
it's probably waiting for a phone call, isn't it?
Right, so bit of a technical problem. Will, do you want to explain that, or?
Basically, my internet just crashed, so that was a bit annoying. You might notice a bit of a skip in the footage because I did wait a little bit before pausing.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, I was just driving around talking to myself for a bit.
Yeah, we both didn't progress anymore, so
yeah,
that's fine.
I think it's just dawned on me. You need to fucking meet Tonya, don't you? The Strangers and Freaks mission.
Oh, but is she compulsory though?
I'm sure she is. I'm sure she is. Because there's literally nothing else coming up on my screen to do.
Now, I do apologise. I didn't watching. We forgot what we're talking about before it crashed. So
yeah,
if we were halfway through talking about something, we're sorry.
Yeah, I think it was polishedness of like Max Payne, not Max Payne.
But I think,
well, to be fair, you could even add Max Payne.
I was talking to myself. I was talking to myself about 5 minutes before I realised.
I think I know what it is. It was obviously we're talking about polishedness of games and stuff like that. We were talking about true crime New York City and stuff like that. And I said Scarface, The World Is Yours, but you could even add Max Payne 1 and 2 to that list as well. Like, it's games that either haven't aged well or just I can't think of the right word. Are you still there? Or is your internet gone again?
No, I'm just thinking. See, Max Payne. I know, God forbid. Max Payne 1 aged well with its shooting mechanics. I still think they're solid. Graphically, it's very almost PS1 models in the.
Yeah, I think we can all admit the graphics were piss poor even for 2001 or 2000.
Yeah.
I think it was 2001, wasn't it?
But the game was so. The gameplay itself was so good.
Yeah, but
and that helped forgive it. You
could say the same about what is it? What's that? The Driver series, Driver 1 and 2. Even though they're on PS1 games,
yeah,
they're still good games.
It is tragic that Driver 2 looks how it does because it's almost painful because the game's so good, and even the PS1 couldn't handle it. It should have been made for the PS2. It should have been delayed for a year and rivaled GTA 3, I think.
They really did push the boat with.
I mean, the resolution's better than my eyesight without glasses on.
The thing is,
worse than my eyesight with glasses on. It's like 2 meters.
They definitely did. I think they even admitted that they even really pushed the PS1 to its limits because you could even tell like every now and then you got the random frame drop down to like 5 FPS.
Oh yeah,
and that was it. Bear in mind, like. The same year, was it the same? No, it might have been the following year. You had, what is it? You had GTA 3, which literally just pissed all over everything that, in existence, really.
That was the year later, that was 2000. I think Driver 2 was 2000, wasn't it? And
yeah, I knew it was. I just pressed the wrong bloody key.
The Italian Job came out the same year, and that was much better in terms of its, draw distance and all that.
Bearing in mind, Italian Job.
Okay, seriously, sorry,
was also
I can't figure
game.
out the next. Yeah, it was published by them. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next mission's not coming up.
Yeah, I think you do have to do it.
That's interesting. Oh, okay, we'll give it a go. So I switched to Michael and nothing happened.
Yeah, no, so... I switched to Franklin, switched to Michael. I kind of just given you a hint there, haven't you? Haven't I really? I keep pressing the wrong bloody key to get in and out of the cars. Right, okay, now that I've done that mission, I've now actually got some mission markers.
Damn it.
Well, have you literally
I don't recall that
yet?
being compulsory. No, I don't remember it being compulsory.
I do. I remember it being compulsory, personally, but...
Oh, wait, the Mars just messaged me and say he's left... That's weird. Oh, that's annoying. I'm really hoping something pops up now. Because isn't it Chop next?
Yes, it is Chop. Oh, if you do it Franklin, or if you go to Michael's, it's a different mission altogether. I'd love to know what the runtime of this video already is, because bear in mind we started this.
Well, according to my mic, when I had a look, then around the time it crashed, 40 minutes.
Christ.
So mine's about 35 minutes.
Yeah, that's about right actually, because it's 21:58 now at the time of us actually doing this video. So
I mean, it's not really a race anymore. Because I'm so far behind.
Yeah, there's nothing to say that
miracles
you could easily...
happen. Miracles happen. I mean, I did die on literally the first shootout, which is really embarrassing. But
tell you what, I think in the last race that we did, that was actually obviously uploaded, was the GTA 3 one.
Yeah.
I remember I was just trying to rush that one so bad. I don't know why, but because I was rushing it so bad, my gameplay was just so terrible, and that easily cost me the entire race. It was one of those things that I wasn't even actually trying anymore. I was just trying to get it done. You know what I mean? Which, you know, I'm not trying to say that's the whole reason why you won. Obviously, I'm not trying to say that at all. I just remember I think even that was the one where
I just know all the little tricks and ways to get past GTA 3 quickly. There's so many little hints, speedrun things.
Yeah, I actually don't know any for GTA 3. I know a few for Vice City from watching Adam AK.
Yeah.
Like, bear in mind,
GTA 3 is so easy to speedrun.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever
the whole
actually
game in like an hour?
have you ever actually like done an actual speedrun? Like,
I've never tried it. If I do ever do it, it'll be for fun, not to actually beat a record or anything.
Guys, leave in the comments if you want Will to do a speedrun.
I'll happily do one. I mean, Vice City is now made easy with Code Crazy.
Oh,
that
hell.
really helps. That really helps.
You can literally get all the money for your assets in like the
straight
first,
away.
Yeah.
But Adam AK is sort of the master of Vice City speedruns. I don't want to even bother attempting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but do it as like one of the things like don't take it seriously. Do it to see out of curiosity how well I do. You know. Yeah, I mean, like even if you wanted to do a commentary on it, just to make sure it wasn't as just so boring.
I would do. I wouldn't do a speedrun without commentary. Not at all.
Oh right, well there you go then. I'd happily like join you if you wanted me to.
Yeah, you can be cheering me on.
I tell you what, actually, it'd be interesting to see if you could actually get some other YouTubers doing voiceovers. I think the whole reason why I think sometimes our voiceovers do so well, not just because of the race series, but it's not really something that we do often. Full stop. I think the only commentary series that you've actually done by yourself is your nostalgia trips, isn't it?
Yeah, which you've done somewhat well, but trying to figure out how to work the tow truck. There we go.
Yeah, it's the left shift, left control.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
My nostalgia trips have done well on games that my channel are known for, but if I've uploaded stuff like Silent Hill 2, and some of them have been so ignored, it's not even funny. So I really am very selective now on what games I do commentary over.
But I think it's because in terms of your subscriber base, do you really do horror games?
No. And that's an interesting point, because a lot of people always say you should do things to mix it up and be varied, but I really think, especially in my case, being a typecast YouTuber is for the best. You sort of want to be known for a particular type of game, and that sort of helps you get recognised and known.
No, I totally get it. Like, oh shit, I've literally just jumped into a fence.
Like if I was uploading Call of Duty, followed by Silent Hill, followed by Spyro the Dragon, followed by Crash Bandicoot, it's a bit of a mess, isn't it? You know.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. But the whole reason I personally would do that purely on the basis that what I would want to do is upload games that I want to play.
Yes.
You know,
I try and find the balance in between the two.
No, I totally get it. Like, you don't want to be one of those YouTubers that's literally uploading a game just because someone tells you to, because you just won't enjoy it.
No, not at all.
And then it kind of just defeats the object, doesn't it?
Yep.
So, you know, I totally get it, you know.
I'm about to be doing Bad Boys Miami Takedown. And I'm going to keep a tally of how many people unsubscribe because it's going to be interesting.
Oh, I did Chinatown Wars in 4K. And I lost about 20 subscribers over the December, January-ish month.
I lost 20 subs per upload on my Yakuza videos. So per video I uploaded, I lost 20 subs.
I don't get that though, because Yakuza franchise is such a good franchise. I think the only thing that puts people off it are people that just can't be arsed listening to the Japanese dialogue. But
I think the long cutscenes in Japanese dialogue are acquired taste. I think some.
Yeah, to me, I love it though, because me too. The Yakuza stories are absolutely beautiful.
Oh, they are. They draw you in. They're emotional. The characters are some of the best written in gaming history. It's just
Sorry,
you know.
and you were still talking there for some reason.
No,
I thought you'd finished.
That was it. That was it. That was it.
I did the not the Yakuza franchise. No, it was that was it. I'd obviously seen you do the Yakuza, Yakuza 0 videos and stuff like that, and I got a Boomerang subscription, which is basically it's like a UK rental service for video games. So you don't have to pay full price; you can literally just rent it. Why isn't Chop trying to find this guy's ass?
Oh, a glitch. That's good. Stay there. Don't progress any further. I'm now in the van.
No, he's literally just going to try and fucking bum this dog, isn't he? Yeah. Come on, press E to call Chop back. That's what I'm trying to do.
Keep him there. He's fine.
Fuck's sake. Chop, get off the fucking thing.
He's trying to help me out by making me catch up.
There we go. I'm trying to trigger the cutscene to... Fuck's sake. So yeah, the audience have just had to fucking watch Chop fucking... Well, I'm not going to say
Demonetized.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Some of the songs, some of the background music we use for our San Andreas race has been copyrighted now.
For real?
Yeah. It's like that they sort of changed the licensing, I think.
Shit. Well, that's just... So that whole video's been demonetized now, I take it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, the feedback's good, but the views aren't great. So people that did watch it enjoyed it, but not many people watched it. So it's fair enough.
No, that's upsetting. Like, what about we didn't put one in any of the Diaz videos, did we?
No. I mean, for this one we could, but
we could probably just end up running into the same problem again. YouTube
is so strict these days. I found out so far you can get away with 5 seconds of music. Anything more than 5 seconds is bad. That's what I've learned so far.
The annoying thing about the whole thing is, though, I remember watching a video on YouTube and it was about YouTube's copyright system isn't broken, the world's is. And it's actually it's basically that if you try and break down to what the video title's actually trying to tell you is, it's not YouTube's system that's broken. It's because of how copyright works in the real world. And it'll be a bunch of asterisks, a bunch of changes on the way. Sometimes it varies, by country and stuff like that, and it's just a nightmare, really. And that's the whole reason why we're in the mess that we're in. Thing is, though, if you were... Sorry.
At the end of my GTA 4 video, that's that music that plays at the end of the cutscene, at the very end of the game, that iconic music.
What, the theme tune?
Well, yeah. It's for me, it got my video blocked worldwide. And there were other YouTubers out there that had that exact same video up with monetization. It's just so inconsistent.
How did you know it had monetization? That's something I'm interested to find out.
Well, actually, good point. I don't actually know it's got monetization. It's not blocked. And there are ads playing. It could, and the music doesn't come up on the description either. So it's potentially copyrighted, but it's not blocked. That's my point.
Was yours blocked though?
It was blocked in every country worldwide. I couldn't watch it at all.
I see. Yeah. That's the whole reason why I was raising my eyebrows, because I've had similar questions. Like, do you remember on the Mafia 3 cutscene where Sal Marcano shoots Sammy and everyone else and leaves you for dead?
The Rolling Stones playing,
paint it black, innit?
Yeah,
that plays in the background, right? And someone asked me, he goes, "Oh, did this video get copyright flagged?" And I went, "Oh yeah, it did." And he goes, "Oh, how'd you keep it up?" And I went, "No, I just left it." It's like,
there's a difference between copyright claim and copyright strike.
Oh yeah, it's not that. It was more because I think he was under the impression that because ads were playing that I had monetized it. But the video was monetized, but it was monetized by the copyright owner, which in this case was the record label of Rolling Stones, whoever it is.
Mick Jagger. He was copywriting it. Yeah. No, you have a choice whether to keep a video up if it's copyrighted or not. You can still keep it up if you want.
Like, personally, if it's like a huge chunk of the video, like, I thought that soundtrack in the back of that video, of that cutscene, was so important that you couldn't not just take it out, and it'd be probably childish to delete the whole video purely for that reason.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, if it's blocked in your country, then, well, soz, I guess. Not really enough I could do about that, but at the same time, why should everyone else suffer with a a muted cutscene practically, or you know what I mean? It's
What I did for that, I think, is I muted. I had like part of it muted and part of it not muted.
Yeah,
back then you could have 30 seconds without copyright problems. So I played with that a little bit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But nowadays you got like 6 seconds and that's it. That's your time up. It's quite annoying.
We've covered quite a fair few topics in this video so far, haven't we? Really.
We can't see them stay on one topic for long, though, can we? We sort of jump between them.
Well, no, I mean, there's only so much you can talk about, but at the same time, you've got to mix it up a bit. We couldn't exactly spend the next couple of hours trying to,
talk about how big GTA 5 is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which we could talk about. We haven't done that yet.
No, I mean, GTA 5, yeah, we'll get onto that, actually, because it's something that we definitely did want to talk about as a topic for this video. The one thing that we both agree on, me and Will, I think it's because we're a bit old school and we just want a new GTA. That could be the root reason. But GTA 5, well, not just GTA 5, but GTA Online as a whole. Oh my god. This fucking RV's just pulled out on me and I'm trying to chase that guy up the canyon to the tent to Matt and my driver's house.
Come on, Chop, stop doing that. It's not Christian. It's not Christian, Chop. Yeah, I know. It's not...
Yeah, it's one of those. I'm like, okay, I've already admitted I like playing GTA Online every now and then, but I don't see how everyone can like it so much as they do. I just don't see the appeal, and I think by people playing this game over and over and over again on GTA Online and keeping those numbers high is probably the main reason as to why we're not going to get a new GTA anytime soon. If people were to stop playing the game as much as they do, or just get bored of it, naturally, rather than playing it because it's a trend.
Exactly. If basically, if their money stops rolling in and they notice the figures going down, they're going to go, "Oh no, we got to do something," and they'll release a new game.
Well, exactly. I mean, Rockstar aren't ever going to stop, obviously, making GTA because, obviously, I would argue, as big as Fortnite is, as big as Call of Duty Warzone is, and all that other stuff. It is easily the biggest gaming franchise in the world.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Even if you took the online part out of it. GTA as a brand name, really.
But it's almost tragic that the online bit's now almost tainted the GTA community a little bit. It's become a bit of a toxic thing.
Yeah, I mean,
quite sad, really.
Don't get me wrong, like GTA 4 Online was one of those games, like GTA. When I played GTA 4 Online, it was one of those things. It's like I do it every now and then. I do it if I was playing with friends, but it wasn't one of those things that was really big for me because I, for one, wasn't really into big online games. The only game I actually liked playing online really was Call of Duty 4, I think, at the time. Other than that, I just wasn't interested. But by having this GTA Online thing and making it as big as it is, it's as though they've prioritized GTA Online over everything else. And, by prioritizing that, everything else has suffered.
Pretty much.
What I mean, sorry, I'm trying to talk and play at the same time.
Games at the same time. I know. It's also annoying because Rockstar also do now own some of the best franchises, not just GTA, and that's also been hindered, isn't it? The whole lot has.
Yeah.
Bully. Manhunt. I still believe Manhunt 3 could happen, even though, because controversy sells, remember, it's not going to get banned. It will actually just sell lots of copies.
Well, the thing is, it's like anything in life. If the government told you to stop smoking, as an example, you're not going to stop smoking because you like it.
Yeah. If ever, you're going to go out and buy a packet just to spite them.
Well exactly. It's like
that's human nature. Don't tell me what to do. That's what we're like.
Well, the thing it is though. You're absolutely right. If someone said to you, "Stop drinking," you're like, but why though? You can't think of a reason to not drink, so you're going to drink.
You'll only stop drinking if you actually get ill from it yourself, and then but until it happens,
And, it's a bit like when I know we're getting off topic again here, but, if the government, let's say, increased the tax on nicotine or alcohol or tobacco products, it's like, well, if people want it that bad, they're just going to pay the price. All you're doing is making people poorer. It's not really a deterrent just because it's expensive.
Yep.
It might be long-term, but the short-term effects of that,
I mean, Grand Theft Auto is increasing its popularity because of all those news articles and the hot coffee scandal and all that. That helps it grow.
And Jack Thompson and everything else.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know if you've actually read the news. I think it's the state of Illinois that's trying to
Illinois
get
and carjackings. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, what? So you're telling me that Illinois never had carjackings? Well, Illinois, Chicago specifically, didn't have carjackings until GTA was a thing. Bear in mind, GTA has been a thing since the late 90s.
Yeah, I was gonna. You could say he's telling me that there's never been a crime in society since before 1997.
Yeah,
it's not true.
No, it's not true at all. It's
violence has happened in society all of human history. It's not gonna, change or get better because you delete GTA from it.
I think there's quite a lot of people would be convinced that it will, though. But it's just not. It's just not. Like I remember I was 12 years old. GTA. This was on the release day of GTA 4, and my mum booked me in at the dentist, but my dentist was out of town, so my mum basically said that I had a dentist appointment, so I couldn't come in, purely because our dentist was out of town. So I had the day off school to literally go to the dentist. I was there for about half an hour. Rest of my day playing GTA 4. Oh, how fucking awesome is that? Anyway, on the drive home, my granddad said to me, because obviously we're on about GTA, and he said, well, when I was at school, we used to play cowboys and Indians and stuff like that. And, But
I did all that. As well. See, that's the thing. Sorry to interrupt, but I was at the age where I sort of experienced the whole sort of classic being a kid bit before playing GTA, so I didn't miss out. Do you know what I mean? I did play in the garden with a stick and throw it at people. I did all that.
You did fall over and hurt yourself, and
I climbed trees and realised it wasn't a good idea. I did all that.
You put your hands and fingers in the shape of a gun and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did playing World War II games and stuff. Yeah, I did all that. So then I played GTA. So but it's unfortunate that some kids will skip that whole, you could say, innocent bit out and go straight to your mum jokes on headsets. You know what I mean?
But I don't think
there was a tragedy.
I don't think that's the problem of video games, though. I think when you've got like 6 and 10-year-olds or whatever coming out with like your mum jokes, like as it used to be, 10 years ago. I don't know how it is now, but back then, I think that was more down to adopted behaviour.
Yeah, it's
people don't
playground behaviour, regardless.
Well, there's that, yeah. Like if one kid starts doing it, they're going to pick it up from another kid. Like kids, for the most part, don't pick up everything they see in movies because quite a lot of it goes over their head.
Yeah,
but if the moment they see one of their friends do it in the school playground, they're going to copy it.
Yeah, we social mimic way more than media, mimic. So
yeah, it's like, well, the thing is, if you hang around with like bad crowd, you're soon going to act like them. It's got nothing to do with the film. It's to do with it on a social.
But that's the thing. Politicians will claim GTA is that so-called bad crowd that we're learning from, but it doesn't work that way. That's not what it is.
It's you know what they're like, though.
Yeah. Well, I've got rid of the tennis player's house. Okay.
Have you
I'm really
done the
behind
top mission as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm.
You haven't died in a shootout yet or anything?
No, I'm on a push bike.
No.
I'm literally on Vespucci Beach. I've done the chop mission. I've done the thingy mission that you're on. I'm literally on a bike on Vespucci Beach with Jimmy right now.
Oh, I see.
I tell you what, like you've actually been to Los Angeles, haven't you?
I have, yeah. In fact, I stayed in a hotel right where Vespucci Beach is. So yeah.
Well. But what's it actually called? Is it Venice Beach in real life?
It's hold on, I've got some people. I can't talk and shoot.
No, it's fine. You might little tip for you there: switch to Franklin and let Michael drive. You can just shoot them.
Very good idea.
Because this was like obviously is full screen still a thing for YouTubers?
I don't know. It's I haven't heard from them since about 2015 because I'm different. I'm on a different network. So I can't talk. I'm with a different network.
Right. Because like I was pulled from the network, and I don't know whether that was because full screen changed or whether it's because I wasn't uploading or anything like that. So,
well, I think they claim in their contract you have to upload regularly, but I don't think anyone's stuck to that really.
Well, I didn't because, like, obviously my interests lied elsewhere, like, for quite a number of years.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
And, so YouTube wasn't really a thing for me at the time. But, the reason why I ask is because, like, I'm not with a network or anything like that. I'm not with a network at all, but I'm still monetizing my videos myself.
Yep.
So I get paid.
Think the rules have changed now. Back in the day, you had to go through a network.
Oh shit! No, I've just done sticky keys again.
Oh dear.
Oh shit!
Has it cancelled your recording as well?
No, it hasn't. No.
Oh, right, good.
I'm just gonna have to block my screen, otherwise it'll show my desktop and everything like that. Not that I'm bothered about that, but it's more of a case of, well, you'd rather not have that.
Yeah.
Right,
who am I gonna?
Michael's gonna have a fucking heart attack.
I might go and see Leicester.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that mission next. Is it the not Friends Reunited? Is it Friend? It's the Life Invader mission. I forgot what it's called. Is it Friend Request?
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh, you need to block the screens out on that, or I will. Whoever edits this video.
Oh shit!
There's some certain naughty bits in it which we can't show. You can put a blur over it or a black screen or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to climb this bloody ladder. And I just bloody dived underwater. What the hell is going on? Will you just get on the damn ladder, Michael? I tell you, there's one thing that's really frustrating about GTA games is the physics engine sometimes drives me up the wall.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I said it at the beginning. It's a bit too realistic and a bit too. It takes a while for your character to respond. A bit slow. That's the word.
I killed both of them. Sorry, I was shooting on from a jet ski there.
Is that mission compulsory before we do?
I think it is. I think it is.
I mean, well, I'm gonna go and see Leicester now anyway. I'll do it in a different order. I'll go and see Leicester and see. Because if it isn't, I might win this. I know it's compulsory, but maybe not until a certain point.
I'll tell you what. Did you actually get a drink, like, before you started this?
I had a coffee and I finished it.
All right. Well, I don't know about you, but it's like, dude, I think, because of all the talking we've been doing, it's like I could really go for a Coke right now.
Well, nature calls for me actually, so maybe we could pause.
Pause, right? Okay, so are we agreeing to pause in 3, 2, 1? Yeah.
So we'll start. Yes, do the countdown now.
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Go. Hello.
Right.
We're back.
Yeah, nature called for both of us actually.
Yeah, too much coffee for me.
Well, me too much cocoa. I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely drink too much other stuff. Like, the sugar tax thing came in the UK and like Coke went down from like 2 litres down to 1.75.
Yep.
Yeah. I could go through one of those 1.75 litre bottles. Like, I could start drinking it at like 6 p.m. when I finish work.
Well, I'm
It'll be gone by the time I finish.
You're talking to someone who's not a very big fan of sugar, to be honest.
Really?
I don't like this. I don't eat the stuff or drink it really. It's been part of my improving my health mission. Because sugar is pretty bad for you, let's be honest. But
well, the long-term effect. If you're having too much, then yes, I totally agree.
Like fructose and all that sort of stuff isn't great. But really, for me, it's water, tea, and coffee. That's basically all I drink. Black coffee, like the Americans. No, I've got one of those proper like American filter coffee machines.
It's not one of those pod things, is it?
No, it's you brew it like in a pot, like you see in. Do you know in like American detective shows they have like those hot pots?
Yeah, it's not a cafetiere, is it?
No.
It's a decanter, isn't it?
It's
almost like if you imagine like a goldfish bowl with a handle on it.
That's the one. Yeah, yes. One of them. I get through them, man. I get through them. So
I don't think a decanter is the right word, but I think we both know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. I've never been a fan of the fizzy drinks and the soda, as the Americans might say.
I'll be totally honest. Like, I would drink more coffee because I used to drink quite a lot of it when I was early YouTubing. So this would have been like when I was like 14 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I really quickly found that I was sick to death of having to brew the damn kettle all the time.
It is a bit of an event. You have to like put away like 50 minutes of your life to make it.
Yeah, and then And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I'm of my actual day job. I'm in computer software development, web development specifically. PHP, Laravel, that type of stuff, mostly. And so I do spend quite a lot of time, at the kettle making tea more than anything. I was never really a big fan of tea until I started working from home, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean,
I've always been a tea and coffee person. That's always been my go-to stuff.
No, to be fair, all the time I've known you, which is easily getting on 10 years, you've always been a tea and coffee person.
Yeah.
Put it this way, I've known you that long. Do you remember that time? It was like Christmas Eve, me and you were playing Google Maps Simulator.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah, we were playing that game, just driving around in Google Maps. Yeah, that was this year, 10 years ago.
Yeah, you're right. It was Christmas 2011. I was literally thinking about that the other day. I mean, don't get me wrong, it sounds sad, but it was one of those games that most shit games are sad, really.
Because that was when I just started getting a headset working and stuff. So we were, I think at the time we were trying to make a Saints Row 3 commentary. We were doing co-op, weren't we?
And I'm not gonna lie, that would be such a great co-op with Saints Row 3 Remastered.
We can still do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let us know in the comments if you got this far in the video. Let us know.
Yeah, if you got this far in the video, yes, 1, let us know, and 2, let us know if you do want to do a Saints Row 3 co-op with commentary. We're going to have to divert some serious time to doing that as well, We're probably better off probably getting all the videos done before we start releasing them, just in case if, one of our personal circumstances change.
I still want to do A Way Out as well, that prison one. Because it fits our channel in terms of theme,
I've just crashed into a high curb. How the hell does that happen? Anyway, no, I totally agree with you. I did actually look at A Way Out. Is A Way Out even available for the PC?
It is. It's on Steam. I've got it on Steam and Xbox One X and PS4, and I haven't played any of them.
Oh right, okay.
I've got 3 versions of it. So
I'd love to see your expenses. Video games minus 400 quid.
It's ridiculous because I buy games to try them out just before I even know if I like them or not, and I'm like, nah, throw it to the side.
No,
or I just don't play them.
No, well, I've got quite a few games that I've bought and haven't played.
Oh my goodness, there's so much rude pictures.
Oh, you on the? I'm literally just about to hit up the Suburban to get my new outfit.
Mom, there's nudie pictures on my computer.
Yeah, which are blacked out in the video. Or blurred, or however I decide to do it.
If you're seeing these, it hasn't gone well. So.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's one of those, we probably just totally forgot about it. Hashtag don't demonetize us.
Actually, to be fair, then they are, even the pictures themselves are censored, but you can't risk it in this day and age on YouTube. It's so finicky.
Yeah, I've got to do a Godfather 2 walkthrough, bearing in mind, like, I don't know, are they called brothels? I don't know. But yeah, and it's like, you do realise that women walk around better chested in there, right?
I got away with that on my video.
So did I.
Yeah.
But obviously I won't now, because obviously, it was one of those things that I did actually want to bring up. In my old channel, I did do a Godfather 2 walkthrough. I did it twice, actually. I did one for PC in 1080p, and I did it years before at 360p. Over 10 years ago. It was around the time when the game first came out, which I think was 2009.
Godfather 2, yeah.
Yes, which was, I'm not gonna lie, that was a really good game.
I liked it.
I liked it too. I rated it.
It was the shooting mechanics was so satisfying. They did a good. It's like Scarface the World Is Yours in a way. The shooting.
Yeah, but I thought the Godfather for PC was a bit terrible. The first Godfather, there was so many things they could have done better.
The story was so short as well, and the city was very copy and paste.
Yeah.
That was a bit annoying.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was probably to meet with the hardware limitations of the PS2 and stuff like that. Bearing in mind, the Godfather for the PSP didn't even have any driving in it.
No, it was linear, wasn't it? They edited it up into like a...
Literally, you had the shoot in it, and that was it. You had the shoot, and that was it.
The PS3 version was quite nice because they did actually add some more detail to it.
Yeah, they polished it up a bit, didn't they?
More missions,
I was actually looking at your Godfather PS3 videos today, actually.
Oh.
Came up in my recommended. They came up in my recommended.
Ooh, I think that's how we're all making our... I think we're getting most of our views these days, all of us, from the recommended thing. It seems to have become more of a thing than subscribers.
Yeah, quite a lot of my traffic to my channel now isn't actually, people, people from my subscriber base. Bear in mind, like, I've actually got, I can't even remember. I've got about 7,500 subscribers, and I don't even get a roughly even average of 100 views on each video.
Well, 10% of my views in total come from my subscribers. 90% don't. So that gives you an idea of
just how fucked up it is, really.
Or just upload what you want. Just upload what you enjoy and let like-minded people enjoy it.
Do I think now that you mention it, I think you've just made a very good point. If the subscriber base is only 90%, that might have been another problem that YouTube's done, actually. Do you remember when your homepage for YouTube used to show your subscribed videos, like your subscribed channels, but now the default YouTube watch page doesn't actually detail that?
Yeah.
You have to actually click the subscriptions tab.
Mm-hmm.
And, I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it was, like my default, like if I click my YouTube bookmark on my browser, it does take me to my subscriptions page because that's videos that I do want to watch. But I do actually find myself clicking on more recommended videos than I do actual subscribed videos.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm subscribed to about maybe 120 channels max. I only watch about 5 other YouTubers.
No, oh my god, I'm
not a big, the word consumer. I'm not a big consumer of YouTube. I just upload it. I just upload videos to it. I don't spend much time watching videos.
And even if I subscribe to let's say a channel, I will, let's say, religiously watch like the next 5 videos they upload, and then after that, I'm just not interested, unless they really do something that really blows, the water out of the pond.
I mean, to give you an insight there onto the state of YouTube, GTA Series videos recently felt the need to apologise for uploading Chinatown Wars.
I don't think he felt the need to apologise purely because he was uploading that game.
No, it was the speed and the spam, the potential spam of how fast he uploaded. But I don't know. It just felt like you shouldn't have to worry about the pricks out there that don't appreciate the classics.
There's that, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know how your subscriptions box looked, but it looked it looked pretty fucking spammed in mine. I even like, thing is, it wasn't enough of a reason for me to unsubscribe, because it's like, dude, he's just getting these videos out there any minute, within the next couple of days, this is all going to stop.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's you. It took me ages to figure out you have to actually manually call the guy on the phone. I was just watching it for ages, thinking, "Oh crap!"
No, I'm having to watch this now, and I'm trying to like bring the phone out, but it's not letting me yet.
No, you got to wait till he gets his phone out on the TV.
Yeah. Oh god, this is gonna be a piss take. Thing is, when you say stuff like it's scripted and stuff like that, there's just no way around it, is there?
Yeah, and at the beginning of the video, you mentioned Red Dead Redemption 2 being a great game.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, it's very linear in terms of mission design. You can't even take a step out the the recommended area without failing the mission. It's very scripted.
I think that's just modern games as a whole, though, isn't it? I think these days.
But if you look at like GTA 4, the way you can choose to plant a bomb under a car, you can chase them down the old-fashioned way, you can call for backup, you can do this, you can do that. You can do things in so many creative ways in the older GTA games. It was like a playground. Each mission was like a playground for your own method of completing it. That's sort of gone now, isn't it? Yeah,
I think that was kind of a defining point of the sandbox genre, though. I think that's one thing that we have. I totally agree with you. I think it's something that we've lost, but I wouldn't go as far as say it's a bad thing. I just do think in terms of the speed run, thing, that I think that's probably I'm not going to say it's the only thing. It's the only thing I can think of that has probably been harmed by this. I keep pressing space to enter a car like I'm still playing Godfather. Sorry. That's one thing. One thing that was probably terrible about that game was probably the controller mapping. To be honest, but you get used to it like any other game.
I enjoyed the Godfather 2. I like how I don't like how small the maps are, but I like how detailed they were. Like Miami, even though it's tiny, it's actually quite nice.
Well, the thing is, they didn't actually call it Miami in the game. They just called it Florida.
Yeah, true.
I think that's probably what, by having all these bridges, causeways, whatever you want to call them, I think that's probably why they wanted to justify making their map so much bigger, so they called it Florida. New York. I know what you're saying though. New York map was small.
New York basically one district, isn't it? New York, it's a tiny little corner.
Yeah, but then again, so was Havana. Really?
Yeah, I mean, Havana was more of a mission background, wasn't it? It wasn't really for the open world. It was more. It felt more like a set piece mission area.
No, I totally.
Oh, you got to change your clothes for the bloody Leicester thingy.
Oh shit! Do you?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you've had a tip there.
Yeah, you just
shouldn't
give
have
me
said
a
that.
tip. Yeah, I'm literally. I'll tell you what. I'm going to do the Franklin mission instead. Save some time.
Thing is, though, do we have to?
Oh, Franklin's at Vespucci. What?
Tell you what, let's both do it. Just to make the video a bit longer.
I think you do have to do it though because it's.
Yeah. What? I'm all the way in the country as Franklin.
What? Are you in the? I didn't even.
Not in the country, sorry. No. I'm in Hollywood Hills, but quite high up. That's a long drive, though.
Well, I think we're both a long drive, really. So Franklin's vehicle has been impounded. Oh, well, in that fucking.
Oh, the car, yeah. So is mine.
Oh, sworn demonetized.
I'm gonna take a nice jump. Will it help? It might do. Oh god.
One thing that.
Okay, that annoyed me. When you land on a bike, you can sometimes die from the fall damage.
I suppose that's pretty realistic, really, though.
But it's not very video gamey. It's not very. It's fun. It's fun going off ramps in games. They shouldn't do that.
No, I totally agree.
Sometimes games need to be games. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. That needs to be like written on a fucking plaque or something.
Games need to be games. Games are allowed to look and feel like video games, but nowadays developers are too scared to.
I suppose it's like trying to keep.
That was quite a nice jump I did there. I landed it as well, and I died.
I think that's one thing that video game developers like. You've got people like us who actually play a lot of video games. You especially, I'll admit. I've got to. You get to do it for a living. I don't. Whereas you're a big consumer of video games. We both are, but so I would say we're pretty clued up. Whereas the majority of people would just say, no, more realism, more realism, more realism, and they'll be grateful for all the realism. Whereas me and you would be like, video games need to be video games.
Yeah. You need some exaggerated features to allow the fun to shine a little bit.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why Saints Row was so fun, though. Because it was so unrealistic.
The Saints Row 1 and 2, the world, despite the satire, was grounded in reality. Everything else felt realistic. The mechanics were a bit silly, but the game itself was. The story itself was pretty gritty stuff at times, and it wasn't a complete. The vehicular homicide physics were quite funny because the bodies would fly into the air, and
it was very ragdolly to say the least.
Yeah.
And
then GTA 4 went the complete opposite, but with just as satisfying physics as well. It was still fun.
I do feel like, by us actually doing this, stuff like this, the videos and the races and stuff like that, it's almost a bit like a podcast at the same time, but in a good way.
I mean, that's what I call these. When I tell someone I'm doing a podcast later, that's what I mean. Because that's basically what this is. We're doing a podcast whilst playing GTA 5.
I totally agree. I keep fucking pressing square. I need to press F to get in a car. Not square. Press bloody space.
Oh wait, I had a question I was going to ask both you and anyone who's still watching this point in the video. Do you think Rockstar Games are going to acknowledge GTA 3's 20th anniversary this year?
No, I don't think they will.
No,
and the reason
I think we're going to get a post, like a little Twitter post maximum. That's it. Maximum.
I don't even think even Rockstar do that. I can't see them doing anything purely for the reason that they don't have to. I think if anything, it'll be the fan base providing more of the content or something like that. And the reason why I say they don't have reason to is, if you look at it around the time when it was their 10th anniversary before, Rockstar had quite a lot of stuff under their belt. They had, probably, the income and maybe some debts from LA Noire, I'm not sure. But if you look at their, they had Max Payne 3, they had GTA 5 already under development, and obviously they'd have probably used the anniversary editions as a bit more of a cash cow.
Yeah.
that's the way I see it. I mean, obviously, don't hold me to that. That's just my opinion on the matter. It's one of those scenarios where it's like, well, it doesn't take a genius to put two and two together, but at the same time, I could be wrong. And I'm more than happy to be wrong.
So why can't I leave? Hold on. Why can't I leave ammunition? What haven't I bought that I need to buy?
You need to buy a flashlight for the.
Oh, you're joking.
For the shotgun. That nearly caught me out, to be fair.
Alright. Trying to show off a new feature, I guess, so I can't blame them.
I'm literally,
this is a good mission, actually. This one.
Which mission is it?
Long stretch.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. I'm literally just...
It's a good old-fashioned shooting gangster mission. I like it.
Yeah, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the second mission of GTA Baldur's Tony.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know
I'm doing that, actually, and I'm starting that in about 2 days' time. With the snow mod.
As in uploading it, you mean? How do you cover?
Yeah.
How do you cover? I've just died. I forgot.
It's either Control, Q, either one of those two. Have you noticed though how quick your health goes down?
Yeah, no, I was thinking that.
And don't get me started. The armor, super heavy, has no business being in that title.
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing super heavy about the armor.
It's absolute dog shit. Bear in mind, in previous
it's the
GTA
worst
games,
armor.
In previous GTA games, the armor was just as valuable as health.
Oh, it was. But this armor, you might as well have paper taped to your chest.
So you'll give him an idea. Oh, man.
Isn't there a checkpoint, though?
Yeah, so... no, when I died, I practically was at the same place where I was anyway.
Yeah, the weapons aren't as punchy as GTA 4, are they? They haven't got much oomph.
It almost feels like we're almost trying to hate on GTA almost, doesn't it?
Oh, no, not
really?
at all. I actually was going to mention things that I really like about it, actually. Mainly I like the characters and the story and the driving, but the trouble is, everything's underutilized. The story wasn't long. The story had so much more to tell. That's why I'm annoyed, because it felt unfinished.
Shit! I've kind of just dropped off, and I didn't even realize I'd done it. How do you sprint?
Shift, isn't it?
I'm holding it, but I'm not sprinting. I'm just. Jogging.
I don't think you can in the scripted missions. You can jog only, I think.
Jesus Christ! If in one thing, it's another. Okay, let's try this.
One thing I do like about GTA 5 is that the missions are much more creative and varied than other GTA games.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, even GTA 4 did suffer with that sort of errand running, drive from A to B, do this, done sort of thing. Whereas GTA 5 was much more creative and, had more variation.
I do think, even though GTA 4 captured it pretty well, I do think they also did a good job and a slightly better job at capturing a more cinematic type feel.
Yeah.
It's almost a bit like, like LA Noire captured like that cinematic type feel as well. By telling more of a story while still including quite a lot of gameplay. I think they captured that pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can tell, guys, we're not very good at talking whilst shooting.
No, it's a case of multitasking. I don't know how reaction YouTubers do it,
No. There you go, got the helicopter.
I
can talk now, so hi.
Yeah. I've literally got coppers all over me. I'm trying to evade them. Obviously, I'm still on the same mission as you.
The cops, not only are they more aggressive, they spawn in the most convenient places when you're trying to lose them, and they take ages to go once you've sort of hidden away from them.
Yeah, in GTA 4, what took 20, 30 seconds?
Yeah, it takes 2 minutes here.
But then again, I suppose that'd be too easy, wouldn't it? Well, I say that.
Considering the AI is so brutal, not really.
No,
You know.
no.
Right, let's go. Oh, damn it!
Right, I think I might have lost them, but I don't speak too soon, touch wood, and all that other stuff.
And they've got RoboCop accuracy as well. That's not good.
Yeah, no, you mentioned that at the start of this video, actually.
Oh, get in the car, you absolute twat.
Thing is, that's one thing that me and you don't do. Is when it comes to video games, we're not we're not the aggressive type.
No, but sometimes the games don't help themselves.
Oh no!
know,
Like if don't get me wrong, like if you're having like a consistently bad experience, like you're like, well, you just
I'm not a rage gamer. It's
No,
just
no,
I find that the cops in GTA 5 do grind my gears all the time. They're so annoying. I mean, they're more of a chore than a fun feature, to be honest.
That'd be understatement of the century. I'm not even joking.
That's like, whoever programmed the cops at Rockstar that day was having a really bad day. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and still hasn't got over it. Why they'd have patched it?
Yeah.
Oh man, right. Spawners Michael.
Do you want to upload this video as like a highlight thing, or do you want to do the whole thing raw, and then maybe upload highlights separately? Because it's just a thought, you know.
Well,
we could do both actually.
Oh, I don't know actually.
Because I like editing stuff, you know what I'm like. Any excuse to edit something.
How about we upload the entire thing and then do highlights later?
Yeah, that works.
I think that might actually work pretty well.
If there are any highlights, that's the important part. Make sure there are highlights first.
You know, maybe let's say if we get into like a really, really good conversation, maybe like cut, bits out, and then do it as like a highlight of, us talking about, I don't know, like the time that Chop did a shit or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so one thing I did want to talk about was one thing that I was thinking about when we did the Nature Calls thing earlier, both me and Will. Not together, of course. we're like over 200 miles apart, so that's definitely not possible. Anyway, one thing I did want to talk about was why I left YouTube in the first place. Now, I left YouTube as, a hobby for myself and to an extent a source of income in October 2014. Or it might have been November, start of November 2014. It was either late October, early November. Anyway, so I did the GTA 3 race with Will, and that was a 2015. And I've just gone to Michael's house when I needed to go to Leicester's. What?
Autopilot, yeah.
Yeah, autopilot. That just bought you some time. Although you still got to do the
Daddy's little girl.
No, I haven't done. No, I didn't do that one. I skipped that one. Oh no, no, sorry, no, I did that one. Vespucci Beach, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, my bad. Yeah. Anyway, so what happened in my life then was I was trying to do YouTube and I was enjoying it, but one thing that I didn't find anymore was it's almost like I was trying to force myself to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Rather than just actually enjoying it. And at the time, I just bought my first car. Now, even before I was ever into a computer, I was into cars right from a young age. Didn't really know much about them compared to what I know now, of course. But, so my entire hobby as a whole shifted. So, gone from video games to like being practically an introvert at home to next minute being very sociable out in cars. If I wasn't at work, I was
drifting
out
around car parks.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah,
metaphorically speaking, yeah.
So just I just wanted to do something totally different, but totally different to the point where it was a U-turn. Oh my god, I know why I went to Michael's house now, because I needed a change of clothes. Fuck.
Okay, you know what? I don't think this mission is actually compulsory. Because I can do that mission you're about to do now myself without doing Daddy's Girl.
Which mission?
The one where you got to get a suit. Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
Can I shoot Jimmy to cancel the mission?
Why would you need to cancel? Oh well,
Just to end the mission.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be so sure because you're probably like more than halfway through it now.
No, I literally just started ended the first cutscene.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Exit. Yes. Because, if I'm wrong, then damn. But
I'll tell you what though, like back to what I was saying earlier. So I just wanted to do something else, and it wasn't until I bought during this time. Obviously, I bought 3 cars. So let's say I bought my first car in the 2014. I then bought my next car in the 2015. I then bought my next car again in early 2019. Mm-hmm. And about 3 months after buying that car, it wasn't the fact that I was bored with the car or anything like that. It's just I found I was spending more time at home because this new job that I've got now, it did kind of drain a lot of energy out of me to the point where once I got home from work, the moment I'd eaten my evening meal, I just didn't want to freaking go anywhere. And I just thought, I didn't want to do any programming or anything like that because I do it on a daily basis. But then I thought, I want to get back into YouTube again. So I bought one of those AverMedia 4K captures and I just started from there and, built another computer because at the time I only had a MacBook.
And you also rebranded your name, obviously, because I think you were getting a bit annoyed with people lumping you in with just doing GTA, and you wanted more variation, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm actually glad you brought that up because I didn't think to actually mention that, but you're absolutely right. I used to get quite a lot of comments every now and then, asking, why are you doing Call of Duty? Your name's GTA Complete, and it's like it's as though people just couldn't think outside the box.
Yep.
It's like, dude, I'm recording other games because I like the other games. It's not me being a dick or anything. It's because I genuinely like the games. It's not me like trying to just get out as much content as I can. It's because I genuinely enjoy playing the games. It wasn't, because GTA was in my name, I was entirely GTA channel. I've just gone flying through my bloody windscreen. So. Yeah, the rebrand was... I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest.
Well, I think it was a good thing because it's sort of... well, especially if you make a comeback after a long time, it makes sense to rebrand.
Yeah, and
you're almost starting from fresh, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I practically did start from fresh. Like, no videos on the channel before. It was almost like it was a fresh channel. The only thing I was keeping, really, cheekily, was the subscriber base.
And your one video from LA Noire that's just done very well.
yeah, I was going to keep that one. I did have a video that actually did better than that one, which was PlayStation Network free games, but I deleted that one.
I remember that, yeah.
It became a bit spammy, but the thing is, the information at the time of that video was correct, and it was entirely legal because the PlayStation Network downtime that we had when PlayStation Network was hacked or taken down over the Christmas period one year. And they compensated people by giving people like copies of Infamous and stuff like that. And this is how you got free games, basically.
Yeah.
But obviously, after a while, it became a bit spammy because it was obviously misleading because people didn't have it anymore because the offer had been and gone.
It didn't age well, the video, basically.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there. Yeah, and I don't know if the rebrand did me any favors, like properly. I mean, like without any like factual evidence.
I think you got to wait a little bit because walkthroughs, as I always say, have a really long shelf life. So now the walkthroughs are up there. Just wait, and people will start recognizing your style, your walkthroughs.
No, absolutely,
and your name will take on a new, meaning.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally understand what you mean. Like, I did a Scarface The World Is Yours 4K 60. I did True Crime New York City 4K 60. No, that was 4K 30, actually. I couldn't get 60 FPS working on that game. Well, I tell a lie. I think I said to you on Twitter the other day, I never actually tried to get it into 60 FPS. But, I did that. And those videos have actually done really well.
I mean, I should say that, Alistair does similar sort of games that I do in 4K 60 FPS. So,
60 FPS were applicable, of course.
Yeah, of course.
One thing as I've mentioned before is, I'm not going to be one of those that uploads a video in 4K 60 FPS if the video itself was recorded in 30.
Yeah,
because that's just stupid. you're effectively actually increasing the video size and processing time for no reason, because the video itself is still only 30 FPS when you do an analysis of it.
Yeah, so I've forgotten what I'm doing. So what happens when you don't pre-play it? There you go. Oh, you got to take photographs.
Cutscene. I'm in the jewelers now, in the suit.
Same.
Oh, right, I'm literally just walking out of the jewelers, actually. I think you might have caught up to me. Hopefully that mission was compulsory. I suppose you can always do it again.
I walked out the jewelers without taking the pictures, so I was like, what am I doing?
I think, do you know, half the problem is as well, because we're talking, we're not actually listening to the...
No, I'm literally just hoping for the best. I'm just doing whatever
it's like,
I feel I need to do.
And you know what I'm going to say, don't you? We're practically winging it.
Oh yeah, we are.
Like, because...
I haven't played a single-player campaign past mission 2 or 3 in years, you know.
Well, no, neither have I, but what I mean is it's more of a case of, because we can't hear the dialogue, we're not listening or paying attention. We're too busy listening to each other where we can. Again, we can't multitask.
No, exactly.
Well, yeah, back to what I was saying about the YouTube channel rebrand thing, you know, it kind of shot me in the foot later, really, because by having an inactive YouTube channel, quite a lot of people, you know, who were using old accounts are now no longer using them. So whilst it says I've got 7,000 subscribers, I've probably only got about 50 who are actually still active. You know, people create new accounts, people, you know...
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's bad because consistency is key for YouTube, unfortunately. And, hold on a minute. So, I can't do 2 things at once. Hold on. So, there we go. But yeah, consistency is key. Like if you take a few months off, for instance, it does do damage, you know. And even if you have genuine reasons for taking that break, it's just unfortunate that it's going to have a lasting effect.
Well, I suppose it's like you can kind of expect it, can't you? Really, it was going to happen. You know, people. It'd be a bit like, you know, let's say if Eminem went away and then came back 10 years later, some may have just outgrown that type of music. Some, you know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? And, you know, quite a lot of the people who are watching the videos now, who, you know, will have probably grown up a bit or probably just not digesting that type of content on YouTube anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what we got to take a picture of. Oh, I was taking a picture of the wrong thing. I was like, what am I taking a picture of?
Were you on the rooftop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've literally just finished on there.
No, so you can't jump down from a distance in this game, so I've got to run back.
Like literally, like the slightest distance, you'll break your ankle and then just die. So, for those who are actually interested in my car collection that I've had, I say collection, it's not something that I've actually collected. It's just one of those things where it's just cars that I've owned. So my first car was a year 2000 Golf GTI, the 1.8 turbo version, which was remapped to 180 brake, 180 PS, whatever you want to call it, 180 horsepower, whatever. Then my next car was a 2004 Golf GTI again, 2-litre turbo. That was the newer shape one, which was the Mark V shape, I believe. Yeah, it was. And then my car that I bought 2019 is a 2016 Audi S3, 300 brake horsepower, 300 PS, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if Will's even interested in cars, but yeah, that's just for those who are interested.
I'm not. I really like certain cars, but I wouldn't say I'm a motorhead. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of certain types. I mean, I'm a big fan of muscle cars, 1970s. Easily.
I like that though. Like, it's.
I like niche. I'm a sort of into certain types, but I wouldn't say I'm a gearhead or anything, or motorhead or anything like that. I mean, I am going to buy some kind of Dodge when I'm older. Definitely, but I can afford it.
There's a Dodge Charger SRT 10 in my town. It's left-hand drive.
Ooh.
It's in jet black as well, but the guy looks after it. There's no swirl marks on it or anything, so the guy knows what he's doing when it comes to keeping that thing clean. It looks really
I'm definitely
good.
going to get one, and yeah, part of me wants to get it done like Tanner's car in San Francisco, yellow with the black stripe.
Oh, so you want a classic one, a 70s Charger?
Oh yeah, it's a 70s cars I like.
Oh,
There's
wow.
so much character to them.
No, I totally know what you mean. Like, a friend of mine had a 1962 Ford Galaxy, which was basically the same 5-litre V8 engine as the Ford Mustang from that era. And he got he got it painted purple. It was really, really nice. It was one of those. It's like, even though you've spent quite a lot of money, getting it up to scratch and getting it up to because there's no way something like that is going to maintain its condition over the space of 50 plus years. You're gonna have to invest some serious money into it. And I never heard a figure, purely because I'm not cheeky enough to ask, because that's his business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's done a good job of the car, put it that way. But it'll have sunk some serious money into it, is my point. But the thing is, like, collector cars like that, they don't get old.
No, they don't. If anything, they just
Appreciate
to use the phrase twice. Aged like fine wine.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm literally, like, just to bring us back to the video, I'm literally going to get the Bugstars van now.
Yeah, I'm getting them too. For some reason, I thought I had more prepping to do, but I don't. I've got the question marks up now. So there we go.
Oh, the question marks. What are they for?
For the Wait, hold on.
You got the Bugstars one that's at the docks, and then you got the 2 question marks. What are the 2 question marks?
I'm a little bit confused. Oh no, sorry, I'm mistaking the random characters for something.
I was gonna say, I was like, wait, do you know something I don't? The Bugstars van's at the bottom of the map near the airport. Well, to the right of the airport.
But wait, hasn't Nestor got to tell you to go and pick them up though?
Sorry?
Hasn't Nestor got to call you first?
Well, he might have done. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I was too busy just playing the game and talking.
Oh no! You know what they've done? I've now got to do Daddy's little girl.
Oh shit!
Lester's just gave me a message saying, "Go and spend time with your family, and I'll get back to you." You cheeky bugger!
Oh dear.
I mean, it was my fault for risking it. I could have done it earlier, couldn't I? But I basically shot Jimmy.
I've got to lose the cops. And losing the cops in one of these vans is more easier said than done.
So yeah, it is compulsory up to that mission.
Well, that went well. Oh shit! Hang on.
Yeah.
I've just realised something.
What?
I'd nicked the Bugstars van, but did I also need to kill 2 people whilst I was there for the uniforms?
Aren't the uniforms in the van?
Well, there was just 2 things highlighted on my map. That was all. Oh fuck! I've got two cop cars. One driving away from me and one coming towards me. Oh my god! I'm gonna get sandwiched.
Yeah, that's GTA 5.
Oh. I'm not gonna lie though. They try and make the game more challenging or more fun or whatever, and it's like, it's not more fun. It's just a ball ache.
Yeah, the cops genuinely are an annoyance. They're not. They are overpowered, and that's just annoying.
Well, again, as you say, a RoboCop, innit?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so far behind. From now on, it's just a podcast. It's not a race anymore. It's a podcast.
Yeah, okay, we'll just advertise it as that in future, yeah?
Yeah.
Right,
Or
you got
label
it.
it as Will gets beaten by, and then just, your name on, watch Willsy gets thrashed in GTA.
Got another cop coming towards me the other way, so I'm going to get out of the way again. God, this fucking thing just doesn't move. Oh, there we go. Right, I've lost the cops. Perfect. Right, okay. So, yeah, basically, I'm back on YouTube now. Back to the conversation as earlier. I would feel like topics are a bit all over the place in our things, but I think it's because, like, we've just got so much to talk about.
I mean, yeah, we're not. we're not professionals. We don't do podcasts for a living.
Well, no, we don't just get one topic and stick to it. I think it's because whenever
we are just talking normally, and we happen to get through a lot of topics, don't we?
Yeah, exactly that. But at the same time, there's just so much that when you talk about a specific subject, you can also relate to another subject. It's almost like you've got to, pause one story to explain another, so the other bit of the story sounds understandable almost.
And then we get interrupted by gameplay issues, and then we go off topic again.
Yeah, no, absolutely right.
Then my game crashes, and then we have to load it again. And
yeah, well, let's just so far, fingers crossed, it hasn't happened yet to either of us.
I'm just gonna. How do you drive fast on a bike?
Caps lock. If you press caps lock, it toggles sprint basically.
Ah, yes. So it's toggle. Okay.
Yeah, no, I was thinking, how the hell do you do it until like a little tooltip came up in the corner.
No, I'm gonna just drive through the crowd. I'm not gonna take the long way around.
I tell you what, actually, is YouTube something that you've literally just always done, like since the moment you left college or whatever?
A short stint in film school, yes.
Of course you did.
Which was bloody bollocks. So we won't talk about that.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Because you went to London for film school, didn't you?
Yeah, I was there for about 4 months or so.
Yeah.
My liver wasn't very happy with that,
Well, it's university life, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was doubled because I wasn't enjoying it, so it was almost,
It was like it was almost like procrastination, almost. So you did something else.
Yeah. Oh God, my health! I'm about to die.
I had the same problem. I had the same problem when I nearly died, like getting to that boat. When you swim towards a boat to get Tracy.
Yeah, I'm basically relearning the whole game for this race.
Right, there's something else that I need. Oh, the BH gas. All right, I've got to intercept the gas. Right, okay, that makes sense.
But I've been on YouTube for nearly 14 years.
Yeah.
Sorry, 15 years. But officially for 10 years.
As in partnered, you mean, and monetization and stuff?
Sort of. I mean, I started my channel again back on March the 1st, 2011. So it's basically 10 years since I restarted my channel. A bit like you've done with your new branding.
Yeah, but obviously back then you had to have a new channel, didn't you?
Well, no, I just deleted all my videos. I had about 700 videos, all really low quality. A lot of stunt videos, a lot of music in them, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, a bit of soil work and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I thought I'd just restart it all, start from scratch, and I did that. And then 6 months later, I got a partnership. So
yeah, no, I remember because you got partnership about probably a month or two before I did. And the only reason why
I got partnered. Actually, I'll tell you when I got partnered on the 18th of November. Yeah, and you were early December.
I was December the 12th, which I'm not going to say what number it was, but it was my birthday. But I got the confirmation that said I was going to be partnered. And I think the only reason, well, I'm not going to say which number birthday it was, but basically that was a pretty defining point because I think I remember applying for it around the time you got accepted and I was declined. And I think if it wasn't for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Saints Row the Third, because those were released around that time, I don't think I would have actually got partnered. Because obviously those videos, like even before I deleted them, did actually bring in quite a lot of views. Right.
It was more meaningful to be partnered back then. You had to really work for it. I mean, I was lucky. I mean, we were both lucky to get partnered with less than 10,000 subs. Yeah,
I think providing you had, not 10,000 subs, but let's say providing you had, I can't remember. I think if you.
Well, I had about 1 million. I had about 1 million views in total when I got partnered.
Yeah, I think I was about the same.
Yeah.
You're exactly right, and that's one thing that pissed me off about around the time when. No, I don't mean anything against you, but what you said about when you had to actually graft for a partnership.
Yeah, that's what I assumed you meant.
Yeah, okay. Around that time, Social Blade, which was a website where people would check YouTube metrics, they started allowing partnerships. And my understanding of it was they would literally partner anyone. Like, we would have to literally graft for a YouTube partnership. And I don't know whether it's because a specific network had tighter restrictions than others, and you had to meet.
Well,
certain criteria.
Machinima turned me down. Well, no, it didn't turn me down. It didn't respond to me. So I tried to get Machinima to like me.
Well, look at Machinima now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, Social Blade, I remember this because whilst I got partnered in late 2011, I started college in the following 2012. So let's say probably about 9 months later. And a few people who I was on the college course with. I was on an IT course, so I was on with like-minded people, people who were interested in IT, computers and stuff like that. And, I told them, I was a YouTube partner and stuff like that. I didn't brag about it. It was just, when people brought it up. Bear in mind, I had like a few of my personal friends who already knew there anyway. So when it was brought up in conversation, that's how they knew that I was a partner. And, quite a lot of people wanted to get in on it. And one of these, quite a few guys, some of them did gaming, but this one guy did graphic design.
Yep.
Which was pretty good at it. Like, he could literally, you take a picture of, let's say, someone famous. I remember he did this particular one of James Arthur around the time when he won the X Factor in the UK. And he did a really, really good job of it.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, I've just started the heist mission.
No.
But yeah, and he did, and they were getting partnered, excuse me, by Social Blade, even though they only had like 12 subscribers.
Oh no, it's ridiculous.
And you might like,
also, yeah, some people might think so what, but you need to remember when there's more hands out for these, for the money from these ads, it creates smaller revenue. So because you're splitting the ad revenue between more and more people.
Well, there's more.
It makes it harder to make a living out of YouTube in a way.
Well, it's the basic business model of supply and demand.
Exactly.
There's more supply.
I used to make just as much as I do now from about a quarter of the views I get. So I've had to get 4 times the amount of views now to make back the same amount of money as I was making back in 2012.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And it's one of the things that, in a way, not the reason why I quit YouTube, obviously my interests were changing, but it's because it just wasn't profitable for me to carry on either.
Thankfully I get around 5 million views a month.
Yeah.
And that's about enough. That's enough to be pretty much a small earning YouTuber.
Yeah, bearing in mind,
there's no Lamborghinis or penthouses in my life. Anyway.
I think that with most people that actually doesn't come from ad revenue. I think that comes from sponsorships and merch and all that other shite,
Yeah. I mean, my income is purely off ad revenue because I don't do sponsorships. I don't like them.
Well, at the same time, you got T's and C's, and you don't exactly want to get your ass sued or anything, do you?
No. Well, I can do the heist now, I think. Wait, can I? I'm so confused.
As we were saying before, though, okay, when I was saying about the 12 subscribers coming, they're getting partnered, and you said, people probably think it's so what, but it was more of the principle of when we had to do it, we had to really graft to become a partner, and then all of a sudden, literally within the space of a year, literally anyone could do it.
Yeah, and let's not forget the banner. Having that banner was like something
branding.
special, It was something special.
If you had a YouTube channel that had branding, the banners on the channels, the banners on the videos, you had a fucking good channel.
Yep.
But now it's just they're like, oh.
Now everyone's got them. And it's like, well, just die, please. Please. Okay, I've got the police van. I'm going for the loud approach, by the way. I don't know about you.
I went for a silent approach. I've literally just chucked the gas canister down now. I'm literally just about to smash the jewellery and steal them now.
So you've won, but who cares? It's about the fun.
We don't know that yet. I could die.
Yeah, but there's a checkpoint system. See, in older GTA games, you have to do the whole mission again, don't you? But in this one, you get a checkpoint.
I don't know. Come San Andreas, you had trip skip.
Trip skip, which I couldn't figure out in our race. Even though it clearly said in the top corner, press Y for trip skip.
Oh yeah, we did a San Andreas one, didn't we? I remember actually. I don't know whether it was on my video or your video, but someone who I went to school with actually commented on that video, and it wasn't until I viewed the channel when I realised who it was, and it was someone that I would have never put together.
Spoken to or something. Yeah.
Well, and I think I probably ever spoke to her probably about twice, and that was probably like 10 words in total.
Right.
But yeah, that was, almost like a small world type thing. But to be fair, in school, it was no secret that I was, on YouTube.
Oh no, I used to talk about it because I was on YouTube from the age of 14. So in 2007, I'll be telling people that, I uploaded a Vice City video, it got 100 views, and that was back in '07. So
no,
I was always known as the YouTuber.
No, I totally know what you mean. Like, if everyone ever had anything to do with YouTube, like, oh, I'm going to get started on YouTube, can you do me a fucking background or something like that? And don't get me wrong, like, I was, I could do if I wanted to, but at the same time, it's like, what do you do? It's, if I did that for everyone, it kind of defeats the object. The best thing you can do is learn to do it yourself, without sounding like you're better than them, because obviously that's just wrong. But it's not fair on you, is it?
No, I mean, I don't think I've had any help on my channel apart from copying other YouTubers and tweaking it a little bit. I mean, I basically I copied GTA missions and stuck with it. Basically, that's what you see on my channel.
Thing is, though, that was inspiration for us all. The moment you see, like, there was a guy on Google video.
People need to realise that GTA missions is the reason YouTube gaming exists today. I think. He doesn't get anywhere near the credit he gets.
He was practically the first. I mean, it was GTA Missions, but he goes by his other name. I don't know if his channel's even still around. It was Bonus Games, where he did like non-GTA stuff.
It's still around. It just doesn't upload. Yeah,
right,
he quit about a year ago for I think his ad revenue screwed him over and all that, which is fine. It happened to a lot of people. I mean, I'm just lucky that I managed to keep my channel going.
I thought he did sponsorships because wasn't he like doing videos with Ivan and stuff like that?
Yeah, but it didn't cut it, unfortunately.
Well, fair enough.
But he's retired. He's in a good. Apparently, he's doing really well. He's happy. He's got a new job and he's doing well. So that's good to hear.
Oh no, absolutely. Then fair enough. I wish him all the best. But
yeah, same. I wish he would come back so I can almost thank him because he really was instrumental in me becoming a YouTuber.
Well, no, absolutely. It was for me as well. Like, there was times when I was around getting started. Like doing the video editing and stuff like that. When he would really go to, I won't go say he would go out of his way to help, but at least he would actually have the decency to respond to all of my messages.
Even left me a comment saying, I think you should lower your settings to improve the frame rate because it's a bit choppy and all this sort of stuff, and he would give me tips and stuff, which was nice of him. I learned about Sony Vegas because of him as well.
Yeah, no, so did I.
So yeah. And I only uploaded bike stunts until I saw his Liberty City Stories walkthrough, and I thought, I want to do that. So yeah, it's all comes from him, really.
Yeah, no, it was the same with me. There was a guy on Google Video that I saw him do San Andreas and Vice City, and I was like, how is he recording it? I just couldn't get my head around it.
Yeah, and back then it was such good quality, even though it was crap quality now. Back then I was like, wow, it looks really cool. Capturing it from the console itself. Yeah, but it was cool to actually capture it from the console itself, not put a camera in front of your TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's one thing that really separated the ghetto ones from the people who actually...
Back in 2007, I used to make videos with a camera stuck in front of a television.
I'm not going to lie. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't tried it, and I have tried it like back then many times. Like, I started my channels like doing proper gaming videos in 2008. The channel that I upload to now started in 2009 because I had 2 accounts that were suspended for copyright, even though it wasn't really copyright. It was just probably just a few people dicking about flagging the videos. But anyway, during that time, this was before YouTube even had a watching high quality option. This is when literally everything on YouTube video was 240p.
It was 240p. It had a 5-star rating instead of a like and dislike. You can even add friends on YouTube, like a social media site. You add subscribers and friends.
I'm sorry to interrupt me. I've just got Heist passed across my screen.
Hey, well, congrats. Because I'm on the Heist. I'm on the Heist myself, so close enough.
Yeah, and now I'm in the Villanilla Unicorn playing as Franklin.
Well, congratulations, you win. But it's been fun anyway, so I don't care, to be honest.
We've covered quite a lot of topics in this video as well, which I think is awesome.
I don't do these to race. I do these to actually have a chat, to be honest. No, it's more about the commentary, isn't it?
No, the commentary is what drives me in, what drives you, and I think it was what drives in everyone else. I don't think they're really bothered about the races as such. I think the race just helps.
It's a background. It's something in the background, isn't it, to watch?
Yeah.
Whilst you listen to 2 people talk about the most random collection of topics.
Like I watch, like when if I'm video editing or if I'm just doing whatever, I like watch YouTube channels such as Sammy the Bull Gravano and Michael Franzese, who are both former mob guys, and they've got their own YouTube channels telling people about, the life, La Cosa Nostra and all that other stuff. I just leave it playing in the background like a podcast. I love it. I do it whilst I'm working,
I listen to podcasts all the time, mainly Ricky Gervais and Carl Pilkington, but I love podcasts.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, out of you of all people, Carl Pilkington.
Oh, God, Carl Pilkington's a national treasure. He needs a knighthood, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think there was only one video I ever saw of Carl Pilkington's where it was obviously the video behind the bullshit meme, and one
Yes.
one where he's on the beach, and then that kid just destroys that sandcastle, and they're like, "What a little shit."
Oh yeah. To be honest, I've seen and listened to every bit of his work he's ever done. Being a proper fan, but also I'm a fan of Ricky Gervais, so it sort of comes with the territory because they do a lot of things together.
Yeah, like Ricky Gervais. I watched Ricky Gervais do Afterlife.
That was quite an emotional black comedy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was dark. It was emotionally. It pulled on your heartstrings, didn't it? Really?
Yeah. That's what he does. He does what I'd like to call tragic comedy, where there is a fine line between the two.
Yeah,
and he's good at that.
People have got to know who Afterlife is. It's on it's a Netflix series for those who don't know, and obviously,
and it's written and performed by a British comedian called Ricky Gervais, who
it was
some
also
of the
in
younger
GTA
people might
4.
not know. He was in GTA 4, yeah.
Yeah, and what I mean by that is, it's important to know that. That's the whole reason why we're talking about it. But it's the reason why we're saying, it's pulling your heartstrings a bit is because the series is a comedy. Because, well, obviously it does make you laugh. But at the same time, the whole story behind it's actually kind of dark.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's one of those series where you will almost spend as much time wanting to cry as well as laugh. It's very balanced between the two.
Yeah. Like, 'cause, some of the things he comes out with... I remember one of the quotes that he says, the people just don't get it. People say, I want to do something with Lisa. They just miss the point. I'm paraphrasing. He ends up saying, I actually miss doing nothing with Lisa.
Yeah, that bit's, yeah.
And I'm not even
that sums it up, doesn't it?
I'm not even going to lie. He couldn't have explained it any better. Like, I explained it pretty poorly, but he explained it so better. Like,
Yeah,
it's not what you do with people.
No, it's just having them in your life, isn't it?
It's having them in your life. Yeah, exactly.
That's all that matters. Yeah, I'm right behind that. But I did just die. But the bike guy crashed into the back of my truck and failed the mission.
No, I nearly actually hit him, and I'm sure it's happened to me before where I've hit them and I failed the mission, so I made sure not to do it.
I mean, we could retitle this video, Watch Willsey Fail at GTA 5.
What do you think, guys?
Yeah, well,
let's do it as a highlight.
Yeah, all the highlights just be me failing, to be honest.
I actually don't even know when I'm actually going to get around to editing this video. Like, obviously, we're going to have to send through the footage.
I mean, I don't mind doing it if you do, but I think your internet and overall computer might fare better with editing two 1080p's on a 4K background template. So
I don't know. Didn't you just get a new computer?
Oh yeah, but I haven't tested out yet. I haven't tested out 4K yet.
Well, I've got
it should be fine.
9700K, 5 gigahertz, 8 cores, 8 threads, 32 gigs of RAM, and an RTX 2080 Ti.
Right, I've got 6 cores, 12 threads. I've got a what was it? It's an Intel i5, but it's a 10400F, so it's not too bad. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No. It's the F series. I like. You got the K series and the F series. The Fs aren't overclockable.
Right. Yeah. No.
No, I don't know if they actually.
And I've got an Nvidia 1660 Super, but the slightly better one than the original stock one. So that's a slight upgrade on the original.
Oh, 1660 is actually the older card, isn't it? Because didn't it go like?
I've got 16. Yeah.
Yeah, the GTX. Yes, yours isn't an RTX graphics card, is it? Yours can't do ray tracing.
No, mine no.
No, yeah, okay, yeah, because okay, that's fair enough. You're probably best off sending it all over to me then, really. The problem is like because obviously I work during the day.
Did I win? I've done the heist.
Obviously, I work during the day, so obviously I won't be able to get around to editing it until the evening. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
Bear in mind, we've got to send through the footage as well. Don't forget.
Yeah.
But sorry, did you say something there?
No, I'm sending the unicorn now, so hopefully won't get demonetized.
Right. Well. Okay. So we've concluded the heist.
We did the heist. I lost. So that's 3 points to Alistair, 1 point to me in our total racing series.
I reckon if you actually completed Daddy's Little Girl, the mission,
and I didn't die on literally the first shootout.
To be fair, I died, but I respawned exactly at the point where I died. So
to be honest, do you know when the guy gets on his bike and drives off?
Yeah.
Normally I shoot him, but I forgot to do that, so I had to chase the bike for a little bit as well, and all those little things. To
be fair, I managed to shoot him on... Are we on about the Vespucci Beach one, the repossession?
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and I managed to get him. Which, to be fair, I've never actually done that before. It was just a fluke. I didn't actually know if I'd failed the mission for doing that.
But, it's been fun. I do enjoy GTA 5 single player. Let's not get the wrong idea. We don't hate the game at all.
No, not at all.
It's just been milked too far, and it's got a bit silly, really.
It's one of those things. It's like, okay, the game's been out for 8 years. Just get over it.
And it's caused a divide now between as I said at the beginning of the video, there's now GTA fans and GTA 5 fans, and there's like a rivalry between them. It's quite sad.
I would actually go as far as say it's not actually a GTA versus GTA 5 fans. It's GTA versus GTA Online.
GTA Online, yeah.
That's how I would word it.
And the GTA Online fans make up a large amount of it.
Yeah, in 2021 they do. They did not that long ago.
No, so it's a bit of a somewhat dodgy, toxic community going on, but
yeah, but you could say the same about the bloody Fortnite community and everything else. If it's not, let's say if you had like a Fortnite channel and they upload something other than Fortnite, they're going to get ripped to shreds, aren't they?
The problem is entitled viewers. That's the problem, isn't it?
It's the entitled generation, as we call it.
Yeah.
We should probably
unsubscribe to you, so do what I say. It's like, hold on, it doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't.
You subscribe to me because you like the videos that I choose to make, not the other way around. But anyway,
I think there's a fine line between doing what you want your subscribers, what the subscribers want you to do, versus what you actually want to do. You've still got to find where that line is, because the moment you cross one of those lines, you are now doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yes,
exactly. And I say one of those lines. It's more if you cross the line of you're doing what your subscribers want, because it's one of the things I think why I got pissed off with YouTube in the first place. Not just because I found other hobbies, but it was more of a case of when you start treating it like a job, it's because you're trying to meet other people's expectations. And if you can't, if you feel like you're not meeting those expectations, or there's evidence to say,
and
it becomes more of a job rather than a hobby. And when things become a job rather than a hobby, you piss yourself off.
Yeah, you get burnt out, you get stressed, you stop associating that feeling of joy with making videos, and all that happens.
You effectively lose that, not that creativity thing, but that sense of accomplishment and pride.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because you're doing it purely to get other people's approval, and it should be about your own approval.
It's like narcissism and stuff like that, isn't it, I suppose. And people worry
YouTube
about...
it's such a vain community. I mean, it's so me, isn't it, on YouTubers these days?
I think that's just the world as a whole.
Well, media in general, to be honest. I look at some YouTubers who complain about CPM and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, I get it. All your eggs are in one basket because your entire income comes from YouTube. But surely if money's that much of a problem, you would find other sources of income. Like, you either make do with what you get, because there's nothing you can... Probably for the most part, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah.
It's just because...
Without sounding arrogant on my case, I haven't found any other income stream because, thankfully, I haven't really needed to.
I don't blame you. The thing is, you're not going to look if you don't need to. It's as simple as that.
No,
and there's
my channel's been okay for that, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But let's say if, I don't know, you needed some extra money. Obviously, you'd find another way of making some extra money. But that doesn't necessarily
drugs,
mean
all that.
Yeah, it's just,
that's only for a rainy day.
Well, the thing is, when I've fallen on hard times, I've fallen on hard times and I've managed to find ways out of it and stuff like that. And I wouldn't go as far as say I've had help, purely because stuff like that I normally keep to myself and just write it out or just find a way of making it on my own. But there was a time when I got my hours dropped at one of my last jobs, and I was like, shit, how the hell am I going to pay for this car? How, not just pay for the car, but how the hell am I going to afford to insure it, put fuel in it, and everything else? And I was like, well, you either find another job or you work 2 jobs, simple as that, or you get rid of the car. And so what I did is I found another job, and luckily, because I got on so well with, my boss, he allowed me to basically work 2 jobs. But bear in mind, it's not a crime to work 2 jobs. It's more of a case of if it starts to interfere with the other job, then that's when it becomes a problem.
I think it's admirable to work 2 jobs. I think it's something that should be almost praised, to be honest.
Well, it is, unless you're the tax man, then you just end up paying a full basic rate, 20% on your secondary employment. You can end up getting it back, though, quite a lot of it back. But at the same time, it's... what I'm saying is, if money's that much of a problem, if CPM's that much of a problem, either you're being stupid with the money, or you're not. You need to. There's ways and means of making
just
money.
Greedy. Or they're just greedy. Because people do get greedy the more money they make. Simple as that.
Oh, yeah. And you normally find people who are like content creators, as far as they're concerned, they're self-employed. And you normally find people who are self-employed, all they want is money. I'm not saying that as a generic statement. I'm saying in terms of common occurrence. I'm not saying everyone's like that. I'm not painting everyone the same brush. I'm not that shallow. But it's a case of, if you need the money, there's ways and means to make it. You can't say your CPM's not high enough, because you can't just make this great video and expect it to make you loads of money. It's people have got to watch it, advertisements have got to be played on it.
Yep.
And your CPM can even vary depending on what country it's coming from.
Exactly. There's a lot of luck in YouTube as well, which effort doesn't always correlate with. You can put a lot of effort in and get nothing back on YouTube.
Oh, you can put very little effort in and get loads back.
It's a very bizarre industry.
I
think we can stop it there on that topic if you want.
No, I totally agree. To be fair, it's probably something we could probably take out, to be honest.
No, I think that bit was fine, actually. That was quite a smooth conversation.
You think? No, well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So it's just life, isn't it? Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. At the same time, sometimes it's like taking a turd. Sometimes it works itself out. Sometimes you got to give it a really good hard push.
We're definitely keeping that bit in.
It was actually a quote from South Park. It was when Eric Cartman tries to describe love.
Right.
Controversial episode.
Right.
I'm not going to go into it. People who've watched South Park probably know what episode it is. But I'm not going to mention it for this video purely because
I recognise it, but I don't think I might be wrong, but yeah.
Yeah.
Not safe.
I think that the greatest thing is, this is like a race podcast.
Yeah. I mean, the race is basically just an excuse to get together and chat games, isn't it, really?
Yeah, and I would say in recent years especially, let's say our adult years, we don't really talk as often as we used to. Like back when we were both YouTubing, between 16 and 18 years old, me and you we used to talk near enough on the daily, didn't we? Really?
Yeah. It's good that we've got back in touch, though. Definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's social media doing its thing, isn't it? Really, that's a good thing about social media.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't even have a Facebook profile anymore. It's deactivated, but I still have Messenger, which still allows obviously you to get in touch with me.
I might do the same actually, because Facebook's doing my nutting. It's just a bit annoying.
Yeah, but anyway, like I obviously created a Facebook account when I was still in school and when I was obviously still very sociable. Now it's like I've got to remove like 900 people because I don't associate with them. But it's like, but at the same time, anyone that I do actually associate with has my number anyway.
Is that anyone who you want to get in touch with can get in touch, basically?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Plus, in terms of instant messaging, it's like there's literally. I think that's probably the only reason why people actually still have a Facebook profile is purely just for Messenger. But you don't actually need. You can actually deactivate and still use Messenger. Yeah,
because I just don't care about. Who cares about statuses? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's like eating a burger. It's like don't care.
It's like
Or
I mean, Twitter's a bit different because especially when you got a account associated with a certain thing like gaming or something, because you're being part of a conversation and bringing up points and stuff. But Facebook, nah.
I think Facebook is a case of, and I don't get me wrong, there'll probably are some people on Twitter like this, but for me, when I look at it, it's more narcissism. Like, bought a new car. It's like
yeah. So it's all like, look at my life. It's better than yours. That's basically what Facebook is.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And like, you know, I've got a new car. It's date night, and it's like, oh, just got in a relationship with so and so. Just got married so and so. It's like, I don't care.
All in the space of like 6 weeks. It's like, hold on.
There's that. Then you just end up like
laughing. Yeah.
Well, they're either laughing or you can kind of just think, I don't care at the same time. It's more of a case. Do I sound really self-centered when I just think, look, I don't care?
Well, no, I've always said no one cares about. It can be like with relationships, you could say no one cares about other people's relationship as much as you do. You know, but it's your personal relationship. No one's gonna get as excited as you are about it.
Well, there's that. Like, but it's like, okay, you've got in a relationship with so and so, and it's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. You might want people to know that. You might not want people to know that. But like, what actually happens in that relationship? Why the hell would you want to share that with the world? Like, the relationship is two people, not your fucking Facebook profile.
Exactly. They make it like almost like they're trying to make a TV show out of their
reality show. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so that's the end of the race. We don't actually know what we're going to do for the next one. Could probably do a Mafia one. I'll tell you what, actually, let us know in the comments what you guys want us to do. Because
we've got Liberty City Stories, Mafia 2. We mentioned Saints Row 2. Saints Row 3 co-op. We could do Saints Row 2 as well.
Yeah, you could even do that. Yeah,
a race.
Of course, you'd have to do the Gentleman of the Row mod to actually get it working properly. If you've ever actually heard of that. But anyway, different subject. So anything. If you guys come up with a great race, we might just include it. And we'll also include it in the video description. You know, thank you to so-and-so for suggesting this race. Because we've come up with a few ideas, of course, but we're interested to know what you guys' race is. You know, what you guys want to do. Because you never know, you might just be sat on an absolute worldie of an idea.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully I'll win the next one, so there we go.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I'll place a £20 bet on you next time, yeah?
Play a bit worse next time, yeah? Play a bit worse and I'll play a bit better. And that might help.
Oh, I don't know, could you just make it more interesting? Right, anyway.
All right.
It was an absolute blast doing this.
It was good fun.
We've been at it 2.5 hours, roughly. Bear in mind, that's including testing and everything else. Yeah,
the video's probably about 90 minutes, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. So I'm going to say adios to everyone. It's been
we'll see you guys in the next race.
I've really enjoyed it personally.
Yep. Definitely 5 years overdue, to be honest.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah.
Right, see you later, guys.
Be back with more. So, right, bye, guys.